I think we're in the frame. I hope. Here we go. We can make adjustments as we flow. Welcome, each and every one of you, whether you're jumping on now, 3 hours from now, 3 days, or 3 weeks from now. This is the first annual, or we'll call it just the 2020. Let's not overcommit here. The 2020 John with the J-athon. Fireworks, imagine background, virtual and otherwise. Explosions everywhere. Thank you. Thank you. A million zillion thank yous. Let me take the heart bullets and load them into the chamber. Lock and load. And to everybody out there. These are love bullets. By the way, if you didn't hear me, love bullets. To everybody, everyone around the world that came to this crazy idea of an event tonight. This is a membership drive of sorts, and by that I mean talking about so many things tonight, but Patreon was the reason, was the force that is driving this bus. Let's talk about it. For those of you that don't know about it, we'll get into all that. But to build membership around a Patreon page that we have created, it's a co-creation of sorts where your friends, your family, people you've never even met, come to a page and want to support you, and you in turn provide content and all sorts of great stuff, but we'll get into that. Let me start off by rewinding to the thank yous. At this point in time, there are 398. So by the end of tonight, hopefully we'll hit 400 likes on the John Pepe comedy page. I will drop that link shortly. I do have one link in the queue that I can drop right now. Let's see here. That is for the Patreon page. Like I said, we'll get into that. Then I have all the other windows open, so I can just copy and paste as we go as things come up. So hey, well, I'll open up another one for the John Pepe comedy page. Make sure I get back to that. All right. John Pepe comedy. Don't leave them hanging. Come back. When that loads up, I'll copy and paste that. I'll throw down Twitter at some point, TikTok. So subscribe, like. It's such a powerful thing to do for your friends tonight. I mean, the name of the event is the John with the J-athon. So if you could, take a few seconds. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, share, whatever you feel called to do. It's most comfortable for you. It's such a serious help. It's a huge support. The Patreon asking, we'll get into that as well. The donorship is only $1. I'm getting ahead of myself, but I'm so super excited, so super nervous. At some point, I'll reel it in and calm down. But it was very exciting for me to get ready for this because I felt like I was getting on stage for the 10,000 people that I hope to perform for one day not too far in the future as a thank you for this whole journey that I've embarked upon. Kehoe has joined from the living room. Welcome, Kehoe. Thanks. Yes, the 398 Facebook likers, thank you. The 152 YouTube subscribers, that's big, man. And that I didn't expect. I've only been doing it 2 months, so decided to stop everything you don't love and just do what you love. See what happens. Sage advice from so many wizards over so many years. And finally I said, I need to listen because they continue to live lives that when I watch, I go, that looks fun. Or they look great. They're glowing. Our conversations are always so uplifting. I want to be able to do that for me and then in turn for other people. What am I missing? Oh, yes, they are pursuing their passion. Is anyone perfect? No. But I needed to finally listen to those peeps, implement it into me, integrate it into my daily, and man, has made all the difference in the world. So, getting ahead of myself again. Got 3 pages of notes. I tried to remind myself 300 times today to go slow because I have 3 hours to fill up. So back to the thank yous. We have Facebook, we have YouTube, Patreon. That exploded faster than I thought. Can't send out enough love bullets, grenades, heart bombs to the 13 now patrons that we have already. Started with 0. I kept the page at like private to where you couldn't see the numbers, the first patron, the second patron, third. You can't see that person. They're private, but you can see the numbers and the contribution. So right now we're at 13 donors and $20 a month. That's the estimate after they take out their percentage and transaction fees for PayPal or whatever else is included in that. What level of platform you're implementing. There's like a pro level, a basic level, whatever. I think mine's the middle tier one. I don't even really need that one, but I just wanted to get ahead of myself and say, hey, drive the sweet ride now. Eventually you're going to need the Cadillac, but you need to start off with the junker. Not that it's a junker. The basic ride is perfectly good, get you from A to B. But I think I had extra features and stuff in this one that I'm not using yet, but maybe one day I want to automatically roll down the window and it will be there for me. So whatever. Trying to come not from a place of lack, but from abundance. And it's working. 13 donors. So that means every month, and I just asked for $1. Some people have given more, and bless your hearts and thank you, warmly received and appreciated. But that's all I'm asking for. It's $1 a month. And that's, again, I'm getting ahead of myself. Back to the thank yous. Slow down. Lots of time to fill. Okay. So I think I can see when someone joins, and right now it may just be my partner, and that's just fine. Can I invite friends? I don't know, maybe it's hard for people to find. Maybe because it's Mother's Day. Maybe because it's Sunday. Maybe baby. Just going to do my thing, but it'll be available. I'm going to be posting it on the comedy page. I'll be posting it on my regular Facebook. I will post it to the Patreon page. I will also, no, it won't be available on YouTube. It's a 3-hour thing. And that's another thing I do for the Patreon community is I don't post everything to YouTube because I want the Patreon people to have their own place where they get extra stuff, right? That if you're not in that world, you don't have the bloopers, you don't get the practice reels, you don't get the blogs and the secret side projects and this and that. Did someone send me a snowflake or something? There's like a snowflake on my screen. Is that you? No, that's fun. Don't know what that is. Should I click it? Like blows up the screen. Anyway. So those are the thank yous. While we're on thank yous, the most important thank you got to go out to my partner, Akiho. Thank you for allowing this event on this Sunday on Mother's Day. She is a kitty mother and a damn good one. So happy Mother's Day to you. And Saturdays and Sundays are really tougher because those are her days of recovery and relaxation. And this is nothing but that, but it's the opposite side of that. Because all of my nervous energy leading up to this and her wanting to do things and having a time, me saying, 10 minutes till go time. She's like, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. You're fine. I'm like, 9 minutes. She's slamming doors running around the house. It was fun, though, because it made me feel like a real show. Like there's people swinging from the rafters and crews setting up and all that stuff. Can you see the snowflake on your screen? It's really weird. Okay. I got a little thing right there. It's fun. Don't know what it is. Whatever. So, yes, thank you to my partner. My love. Appreciate you. So today was not sponsored by these following things because I didn't get their permission, but I will give them shout outs for sure for fueling my day. And first and foremost, I used the last chunk in the amazing journey that my brother and I went on to the northernmost part of Canada, Yellowknife, Canada, to get a chance to see the Northern Lights. And it was my last chunk. They're like big chunks that come off the birchwood trees in the frozen tundra of Canada and other parts of the world, but a lot of good medicine there. And it's mushroom tea. That's what I'm drinking now in a beautiful cup, powered by a Father's Day gift from my daughter. Pinky's extended always. You know how we roll. So this is my grounding tea now. Anti-inflammatory tea. Overall, just medicinal powerhouse. Been talking about it for a few days on these live broadcasts. Google it. Yummy stuff. So good. But before that, started the day dancing with a gift that we received from Akiho's father from Japan. It's really, really just blissfully buttery, decadent matcha in this pyramid-looking tea bag. Just the Japanese do stuff so well. It's just so attention to detail and just refined. Just yummy goodness. Just art. So good. And that tea is just, every sip is a gift. So thank you to her father that sends us this care package from Japan once a year, and she gets a lot of delightful things, and that's one that I really get to enjoy, that she allows me to share in the abundance. I shifted gears then into another favorite of mine. I've traveled around the world with this little buddy, the yerba mate. So it helps me get up, to get down without that caffeine, and then, So thank you, yerba mate from Eco Teas. The chaga out of the way. What else I got? And I'm really not a big fan of the Schmitz, but when I do these events, I sweat a lot. And I figure if I'm going to sweat, I'm not going to sit here in this chair and offend myself. So I will now smell like that cinnamon broom when you walk into a craft store during the autumn months leading up to the holiday seasons. It's chalky. It goes on kind of like type of thing. But it's when you start to sweat and the moisture mixed with the it brings you back to Michael's or your favorite craft store. Let us see. Anything else? Thanks to... Nope. One more, yes. Get excited about this, because at 7:30, roughly halfway through, drop everything we're doing, and we will be doing the whole lemon miracle berry challenge. I don't know if it is one, but we're making it one. So at 7:30-ish, whole lemon, miracle berry. What's a miracle berry? Miracle berry is this miracle creation that was introduced to us in Costa Rica by a dear friend. And you eat like a half of one of those berries. They're super expensive. But you eat a half a berry, and then you can eat bitter and sour stuff, and it tastes like sweet shit. So this should end up tasting like a lemonade, I would guess, or a limoncello slushy, or so. I don't know. Might knock me out of my chair, and because it didn't work. But the miracle berries do work. So we're going to see what happens with a giant lemon. Akiho is going to join me. She may or may not come on camera. We'll see. She might do it off camera, and I'll get to enjoy her facial expressions. But you'll see mine. We're going to do it at 7:30. The miracle berry whole lemon challenge. One of the things we can have fun with. Today is sponsored by one very generous, gracious sponsor. So I will take the time to... It's a beautiful children's book written by two of my favorite people, Alex and John Pepe. Monsters Can't Lie. Available on Amazon still. This is volume 1 out of a 5-volume series. Monsters Can't Lie. Volume 2 is presently in production. Slowly but surely. We're taking our time. We're getting there. We're doing it when we want to do it, and it'll get out when it gets out. But anyway, Volume 2 coming. Today's 3-hour epic John with a J-a-thon, the 2020 edition, brought to you by Monsters Can't Lie. All right. That's done. What do I got? Oh, so part of the inspiration to do this, and it always comes from somewhere, was growing up. And this is an event that started in 1966. I was born in 74, and I have not yet been able to trace how I started watching it, if it was something my dad liked to watch, if my mom liked to watch it, if it was just on one time and I fell in love with it. I do know at some point I asked for it, whether it was after the first year. I'm like, are we going to watch that again? Are we going to watch it again? And it is the Jerry Lewis muscular dystrophy telethon. So the yearly MD, yes, muscular dystrophy telethon. And I thought he was hilarious. I get to watch shows of him, so I think I was enamored by that. And of course, it could have been children broadcast programming where I was like, "Can we watch Telethon? Can we watch Telethon?" Because all week I was seeing commercials that talked about it. I don't know, don't care. I loved it. It was because it was a journey, man. It was back then. It was like 24 hours, like 1,200. I looked it up, or like 1,290 minutes. That's 1,290 minutes. And so this is kind of a tribute to rest in peace, Mr. Jerry Lewis, and all your efforts. I also found out over all those years, he did it from 1966 to 2010. Then it was taken over by some people and then stopped in 2014. But over those years, $2.5 billion he helped raise for that cause, with the help of a lot of his friends and support from around the world. So am I doing that today? No. Am I comparing this to that? Hell no. Not by any stretch of the imagination. But Danny, welcome to the party. I didn't see you there. And if I don't when you pop up, my apologies. But I get so excited every time I see that over there, because the last time I did this, I couldn't tell who was jumping on and who joined, and that was kind of sad. But I'm glad to see you, Danny. Miss you. Back to Jerry Lewis. So this is eventually when he stopped doing it. I just always thought it was so admirable, man. Like, God, this guy does this. I mean, what dedication? It's like every year, and he could be doing it. He was famous. He was very successful. He could be doing anything else, but it was such a great family thing too. I feel like it was safe when that was happening. No one was going to get, chased or beaten or anything like that. It was just going to be a good night, I guess. It usually was. I don't have any terrible memories from the Jerry Lewis telethon. So that's awesome. That's a plus. And when he left, they eventually started dialing it down. It wasn't 1,290 minutes. It ended up being I don't remember. It was like 390 minutes, and then it went to 180 minutes a year or two after that, and then they were just like, we're shutting it down. I don't know the reasons why they stopped or whatever, but that's a pretty long run. Really impressive. And one day I aspire to maybe be invited to or co-create an event similar, maybe not as big, maybe bigger. Who knows what happens? But what a trip that will be. So we'll see. Open to it. That's why I opened myself up to this comedy thing as well, just to see what could be possible. And so many things are presenting themselves to me so far, and that's super exciting. So let me post that link to, I said I was going to do that, so let me do that, to the comedy page to like it. Right? I said something about that. Yes, I did. Akiho says she wants to try it. What did you want to try? You can talk. You could say it out loud. It's cool. What do you want to try? You're going to type it? Oh, she doesn't want to be seen or heard today. That's fine. She wants to try tea. The chaga tea, or your dad? The chaga tea. Have you not tried it? Wait, ever? How? Are you serious? I'm a terrible boyfriend. What? Have I offered it? Come on. I hoarded the tea? You're kidding me. You have never taken a sip of chaga tea? We might have to temporarily pause the broadcast of this video so I can assess how wrong I have wronged the most wonderful person in my life. There's some on the stove right now. Please pour yourself a cup. Yeah, please. Tear the kitty wall down. There may be appearances by cats, which we're hoping for. Man, when I got started, this part of the house was very, very popular. They were trying to tear it all apart, eat it all. You know what cats do. They don't care. I'm learning a lot from them. Not to care, but so much from them. Very, very incredible teachers. And I'm embracing their teaching. I'm not resisting them anymore. I'm embracing them. And it's been quite the ride. Please go get some tea. It's so good because it's the last chunk. It's the last pot until we order more. We have to order more for sure. I don't know how that happened. Oh, the busyness of life. Let's see. So pardons for the postponement. Didn't know this was Mother's Day weekend. And that's, that's cool. Why was it postponed? It was postponed because last week I had what I thought was a shoulder injury. I was just, taking part of the journey to funny is taking care of myself inside, out, emotionally, physical, spiritually, everything. And to shed layers, to get stronger, to get leaner again, be healthy and vibrant. And it all comes and it gets easier and easier the more and more I do the things I love and love and love. And that just makes sense for me. And hopefully it makes sense for you. And if it doesn't, let's talk about it someday because it's magical. And I was doing some like push-ups, but like easy, what do they call isometrics maybe? I'm not sure the correct term, but like in the doorway, not even full on the floor push-ups in the doorway. I think I grabbed the top of the doorway and it was something just like popped or something, but it didn't hurt. It was just like, whatever. And then later that night I started getting sore. And then the next morning I was like, fart! Really? And I was just, okay, I got to take it easier or fortunately, and I say this in a weird way, it wasn't that. The long story short is it ended up being yet another gout flare-up. And how I knew is because it moved from here to here. So from up here to like the delt and then down to the elbow, which is where a lot of times the gout will settle, at least in my body. For those of you not in the know as to what gout is, besides a disgusting sounding name, we all have our ailments, our fibromyalgias, our arthritises, our this and that. I got stuck with the disgusting sounding foul word gout. And it's as bad as it sounds. It should be like get out because it's so bad you don't want it near you or anyone in the world, not your worst enemy. No one do you ever want to suffer from the wrath of gout. Gout is a pain that is delivered to a certain part of your body, usually a joint, like a finger, your toes, your knees, your elbows, your shoulder, which had never happened to me before and why I didn't think it was a gout thing. And it is piercing, relentless, unforgiving pain with every beat of your heart. So no matter whatever you're doing, however fast you're doing, whatever your heart's doing, it's pain. When you go to sleep, it doesn't stop. It just slows down with your heartbeat. And it's pain. Can't get away from it. So it is treachery. It is torture. It's horrible. So I was dealing with that. Should the show have gone on? In retrospect, I would have liked to have just to powered through, pretending maybe I was on the road or doing a big show where you're not going to cancel a whole arena full of people or whatever. You just do the damn thing. But I wanted to do it well. I wanted to be as present as possible and give as much as possible. So there's that. Please get some tea. Please, some points, please. Okay. So a friend of mine, you know who you are, and I thank you so very much, posed a question to me recently and said something along the lines of, when did you first realize you were funny? And the first thing that popped into mind was it's a class clown thing. And I said that that I didn't think it was bookmark. Sylvia, welcome to the party. I'm so glad you joined. If you have any questions, compliments, complaints, concerns, put it in. We're going to play games. Whatever you've missed so far, I don't know if you can rewind. You don't have to. We'll just cover it. It's all been intro stuff. Anyway, so happy to see you. Danny, I think you're still here. Awesome. Kehoe, yeah, 3 on the call. Ooh, this is getting fun. I think as the night goes on, we got 3 hours, man. You don't have to stay on the whole time. My feelings won't be hurt. But if you have any ideas or things to talk about or challenges or anything, we have plenty of time. So this was kind of also to hang out too and just catch up with old friends. And even though this live version doesn't have the opportunity to pull people in yet, which you can do on Instagram, and that just looks so fun. Well, the comments, we'll do what we can. And we'll graduate toward that next level of awesomeness when it is available. And I think Zuckerberg said something like, it's in the pipe and it's about to be fired out. So, which would make sense since it's available on Instagram. So here we go. Back to the bookmark. So she asked a question. I said class clown, and I instantly thought of high school and that one moment where it was just timing, fired. And at that point, high school's so awkward, high school's so pressure, and at least for me, my personal experience was such a target for bullies, and I never belonged to a clique. I was a drifter amongst all the groups, and this class was filled with all the groups, and I just went bang, and everyone laughed, and it was the most uplifting thing I ever felt. Even the teacher laughed, and so it was just one of those glorious, redefining moments. But she quickly questioned, she's like, are you sure? And I was like, am I sure? Oh, I said, no, probably, you're right. Yeah, good call. It was probably like when I was young, and maybe like 5th grade, I did it in class or something like that. Or maybe for, the family was sitting around and I told a joke or something like that when I was younger. So what I did is I did for those of you in the know, I did a completion process, which is trauma resolution practice that you can administer on yourself or provide for others. I am a CPCP, which is a certified practitioner of the completion process. That was designed by Teal Swan, and she certifies the practitioners to go around the world and provide this wonderful tool that can do so many wonderful things to help you heal and integrate aspects of yourself that have been fragmented from the past. I don't want to go too deep into that, but I will tell you, though, I did a reverse section, because usually you use a trigger like a darker or negative or shadow trigger, like you're depressed, you're tired, something angered you, someone cut you off, and you were just like, oh, man, you use that trigger to go physically, into a somatic experience, and then track back when the very first time was that happened. But you can also use this process to amplify positivity in your life. And so I took this moment of joy, remembering, thanks to my friend's guidance here, and I remember that moment of triumph in a high school classroom, and I felt into that feeling physically, and it took me all the way back, funny enough, to a memory of my mother and me sharing bath time. But I was a tiny infant, and I'm getting notes fast. Okay, cool. How come I not say, oh, cool, oh, okay, there's more people here. She's giving me notes in my helper. She's such a good helper, like stealth helper. And so welcome, Dawn. Yes, so long. Gosh, man, I feel like I have so many questions for you, Dawn. And Raymond, keep talking about catching up and doing a Zoom session. Let's make that happen this week if we can, please. I miss you, brother. Dawn, I'd really like to hear about where your life is taking you, because you used to be here. It's a beautiful thing about Orlando, too. Gosh, and I'll get into that later when I start talking about comedians, and special thanks to specific comedians that are here, that started here, and we all lived here together once, and now they're all gone except like 2 of us, which is awesome. It's a blessing and a curse, and it's the neat thing about Orlando. Such a heartbeat for this country and stuff. We bring so many amazing artists and creators and just people in general, community leaders, and just bright minds. And you come here and you spend your time like this big, beautiful heart, and then you get pumped back out into other parts of the world. It's just great. And it happens even if you don't live here, if you just visit, because of the whole tourism thing. So it's been such a ride here, man. Before I even got a passport, I got to see the world through the eyes of all its inhabitants and travelers just being here. Maybe I didn't have the funds to go around the world, and I had too many emotional blocks that kept me from getting there. But the gift of living in Orlando was like, it was all brought to me. So that was, and continues to be, a cherished experience and treasure of mine. But back to what I was saying. Okay, so the mom, and I just did this, what was it, yesterday? Yeah, yesterday. And so I sent my mom a text today and said, hey, funny thing, Dad taught me to be a baseball player, but you gave me the gift of becoming a comedian. And so we were sharing bath time together, and I remembered my memory was of me being really, really small and her just being over me and her just showering me with these, like, you are so funny. Oh my gosh, do you know how funny you are? You like, who's funny? You're funny. And I must have been laughing, but it genuinely tickled her in a way that, I didn't see very many times in my childhood, nor can I remember, at least at this point in time. And it was just such a magical exchange. And that had to have been the moment that was all created, that quest for funny. And it has never stopped me trying to get her approval, to impress her, to get her validation, I'm sure, And does that make sense? Huh? Yeah. And I'll never stop. I don't think she thinks I'm funny now, especially with the curse words and everything. She definitely doesn't think that one of the videos that I made recently was funny at all. But that made me rethink some things too, and about being respectful to certain people of your past and parental figures and things. So I'm learning, and I never do anything to hurt or harm anyone. I'm not out to get revenge on anyone because they hurt me or harmed me at some point. I'm not going to call out people specifically by name from high school or anything. Maybe I'll make up a fictional character or something, but you'll never know who I'm talking about. But again, that's very, very low on the list of things to revisit or make comedy about. Mine's a little different, man. I'm not out. I think there's different sectors. There's this side of the equation, which is, everything you hate, and use all the anger and let it come out, and talk about the people you hate, the groups of people you hate, but it's just jokes, man. Don't take offense, just jokes. And there's lots of funny stuff here, but I find myself over here right now. It's weird with this. I got to do things mirrored with this, which is interesting to have to say and do. But over here where I care way too much, I don't want to offend a single person. I stifle myself. I filter. I'm not allowing myself to flow purely from the heart because I get it stuck up here in the wheels and the churning and the upside down. Is it okay? Is that word okay? Is that phrase okay? Is that subject matter okay? So I want to find that groove down the middle. And I talked about this in the last 2 lives. And I'm going to get to that again later in this 3-hour, but we already got 30 minutes gone broadcast. So are you doing a Q&A? She asked me. She said yes. I don't really know if I have any questions yet. I could get into that. So if I'm asking a question, will you type the question for me? Yeah. Do you want me to type the question? My keyboard's horrible. So if I come up with the question, will you type it for me? Are you answering via type? You could just okay. Let's see. So yeah, there's that. So happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Let me say that. All the mothers, all the different levels of mothering, whether you're a cat mother or a human mother or any other sentient being. Maybe you're mothering a project right now and it's your baby, whether it's an entrepreneurial creation or if it's a canvas. Happy Mother's Day to all of you beautiful, divine, feminine mothers. I want to get stuck on this beautiful subject of mothering and motherhood, but it is Mother's Day, so let's take a moment, maybe just a quick moment of silence to give thanks, send out appreciation to the mothers of the world. Thank you. Okay. So a question, can people ask you questions? I would love people to ask me questions. Does anyone have any questions about Patreon? Does Does anyone have any questions about the journey to funny so far? I mean, I'm going to talk about all this stuff, but if you have questions, let's fire it up. What's been the hardest thing? What's been the easiest thing? So I will say that I didn't, in the journey to funny, and here, let me drop that link. So this is the journey to funny. It's a YouTube channel. The Journey to Funny is a YouTube channel that I created because I said I just gotta start making content. Copy. 152 subscribers. So the Journey to Funny. I'm just gonna put things out there. I'm going to make it like a documentary of sorts, and so by that I mean I'm not gonna have a camera following me all the time. I don't have a camera person. I don't even have a camera. I've been using this laptop, and it looks good, and it's getting the job done. But there'll come a time in the very, very near future where I have to get new equipment, man, because I want to do more. I want to be more places, and I have to rely on other people. I'm excited about relying on other people, actually. That really, Kehoe and I joked, and I'm like, I know you're busy. She's like, do you want me to help you today? I'm like, I know you have stuff to do, and you still have to rest and covering all that stuff. So, be where you can, where you want to be. But it would be so cool to have one other person here. I can't read that. The bottom? In red, I can't read it. Oh man, there's stuff I missed. Will I be drawing cards? Maybe. Mom to my fur baby. Yay. Sylvia has a question. Yay. How's it been to be seen? To triumph the fear of being seen? Oh, that's a great question. So I don't even know where I was. Doesn't matter. Let me abandon what I was talking about. What was I talking about? Do you remember? Cool. She doesn't remember. All right. Sylvia, your question. How has it been to be seen? It's been awesome. And so that was the reason to make the videos, was to get over. And I did this leading up to my CP training in Utah. And that was start to do live videos, start to do little recordings of videos. Oh, I was talking about equipment. Let me remember that as get back to equipment. I'll write that down as my bookmark, because we got to get Sylvia's question answered. Does it like to be seen? So before, Sylvia, before we met in Costa Rica, the hardest thing for me was putting anything out there. I didn't want to be seen. I'm still struggling with being seen, and why I'm sitting down. Not just today, it makes sense to sit down for 3 hours because I really don't have the equipment to do that yet, to stand up and move. Although standing up for 3 hours would be great right now, so I can move around and just dance and work it out and let that energy just flow versus being all knotted up here in the chair. But yeah, I didn't want to be seen because I gained some weight, and not too long ago I had lost so much weight that I looked good, I felt good, walking into a room comfortable in my skin for the first time since like high school type of thing, getting stronger. And that's when I was the king of spiritual bypassing, and that's a bit that I'm working on right now. I was a level 17 crystal healing, rock and roll, Reiki, wizard, master of nothing. I thought I had conquered everything, and all I was a supreme leader of denying, disowning, suppressing, just all the fears. I just became an expert at the cover up. It wasn't until meeting Kehoe that I got to see the possibilities of looking into who I truly was, and that's been a terrifying 4.5 years. So again, leading up to the CP training in Utah, and that was like August, right? So this August, I was like, let me start making some videos. And that was tough, man. Just me and my phone making a video, and like, stop. I couldn't even, I was nervous to record myself because I wanted to do such a great job. And I did, just holding myself to such a flame that I just couldn't compete with. I'm like, I need to burn hotter. I need to burn brighter. I mean, come on, man. I'm just expecting way too much from myself. And I got over that and was able to just start doing it, man. Just start getting myself out there. So one video, and I was like, whew, and then 2 videos, and then 3, and then an hour, a CP session led by Akiho, just me on camera, being vulnerable and going through the deepest, darkest places in childhood trauma, and then sharing it. Not editing anything, not even watching, just send. She's like, "You sure you don't want to watch it first?" No, send it. Just putting it out there. People like Teal have really helped me with that too, because like she talks about anything and everything and just puts herself out there and makes herself such a target for so many haters and groups and this and that. And she doesn't care because she has a mission. She has this wisdom to share and these ideas that she wants to give wings to. And so it's been very, very much an inspiration for me to watch her career unfold and to say, I can do that too with the gifts that I have. Stop denying who you are and what you have to give to the world. And people like Tobias in Orlando, in Utah, from the other side of the world in Germany. I love you, brother. I know you're probably asleep right now, but you came up to me in Utah and you were like, you should do stand-up comedy. And I was like, yeah, this is the 4,999 time I've heard that, respectfully though. And I was like, thank you. It's always nice to hear that. But it was that time and that moment that just finally tipped the scale. It took 4,999 times to, I don't know, she's maybe a new page. There's too much on the page. Oh, wow. I have 2 new joiners. Happy Mother's Day to me. My little kids, there. My daughter and her boyfriend have joined. Let's all make it awkward for them. Stare down at the corner of the screen. Send them messages. Scare them away. No, kidding. Please stay. But seriously, guys, if you have questions and you just want to be random and weird, I will welcome that, because this is 3 hours. I am not doing a cat reading. There's a cat tarot card deck here that she placed amidst the sea of all my stuff here and props. And I was like, stop it. We're not doing tarot cards. We might do them. I don't know, because they're funny and fun. I wish the cats would come. Maybe eventually they'll make a guest appearance. But to bring an end to Sylvia's question, what was it like to be seen in the triumph of, let me make sure, to triumph the fear of being seen is awesome. And it's why this is, I made a post right before this. I'm so nervous. It really wasn't that. I've been much more nervous in my life, and I expected, like, right as the last few minutes start happening, I would get super nervous. But gosh, thank the gift of Facebook Live to just put yourself out there. And yes, it's not an audience, it's a different energy, and you can't heckle me and throw beer bottles at me, verbally, but you can do it with texts. And so it's another step. And 13 videos now. Cat reading, Sylvia. What? I don't understand is she asking for one? Oh, Sylvia asked for a cat reading. Where? Is it in the comments? I don't see it. Where? So is it after her question? I don't see it. Why is that? I see her question. I see you. I see you. I see you. I don't see it, man. All right, wrapping up the Sylvia question. What is it? Ask her what? Why can't you talk to me? Why are you so quiet? Ask her about a cat reading. That's what you want me to do? Oh, because she has fur babies? Oh my gosh, stop it. I'm saying I don't see Sylvia's message. She asked for a cat reading. I like Takiho's comment. Oh, that's why. Okay, thank you, Sylvia. Yeah, the cat. Maybe at the end. I don't know. The cat tarot. The cat tarot. I have a list of things to get to. We only have 3 hours. I'm going to be begging for that cat deck in like an hour from now, right? So, hi, Avi. Hey, buddy. Thanks for the contribution. Hi, Steve. I sent your uncle a Steve message lately, and that was really funny. When Alex and I referenced Steve, it is from the movie Multiplicity. We fell in love with one of the personalities that didn't come out very well, and he ended up being Steve, and we're like, hey, Steve. Steve's the one that I guess got a little jumbled in the Avi what? Cat reading? Why does Avi want a cat reading? He doesn't know. Akiho is pushing the cat readings. Maybe, guys, maybe with your comments, we can coerce Akiho to come on camera at some point and do cat readings for anyone that wants a cat reading. How about that? Get in the comments and give her a little push like she's pushing me. Happy Mother's Day! Yeah, you might want to, change. She's in comfy attire, so not that she couldn't come on camera because it's just from here up. It's up to you. If we get enough comments, I mean, I can't stop the audience. I also want a cat reading. She's gonna, guys. You're gonna have to ask her. She's gonna have to change. She's giving me the X, but we need Akiho. We need Akiho. All right. Did I cover everything on top of it? Sylvia, I hope that answers your question. I could talk about that for a while though, but it has definitely been good fuel, man. Good. I'll make a video, put it out, and everyone, I feel like I'm getting more and more comfortable. I've gotten great support, comments on the YouTube, on personal messenger, people that aren't even on Facebook and stuff that send me text messages and whatnot. It's been overwhelmingly positive and so much better than I had expected. So young in the game. And yeah, saw that Jerry Seinfeld just turned 65. Yesterday, I watched his newest Netflix offering released in 2020. I think I don't know, maybe even this month. And it was 23 something. What is that? I wrote it down somewhere. I think it's called like 23 Hours to Kill, something like that. And he reveals his age. And I did that quick math, and I'm like, dude, I have 20 years? 20 years. Not that I'm aspiring to be Jerry Seinfeld or get on stage and do a Netflix special when I'm 65, but I have 20 years. So watching that, oh my gosh, here comes, are you going to hand this to me? This is Tenchi in a box. Hi, guys. Oh gosh, she's a little camera shy. So this is Tenchi. Tenchi means angel in Japanese. And she's here to say hi. And I'm going to continue the train. Here you go, Mama. Here you go. And that was Tenchi. So we have one visitor. The other one is Hime, which means princess. And she I guess she's my co-host now. She's my Ed McMahon to Jerry Lewis. She would be a great co-host because she's very, very sweet. Hime will tear this house apart and is equally as sweet, but in her own diabolical ways. So let's see here. I'm still stuck on that Sylvia thing, man. That's such a great question because there's so many avenues to explore, tangentially speaking, from it. But getting those videos out there, getting the feedback, that's what I was talking about. And yeah, confidence building. I really feel like there was a time where I didn't feel the swagger. So I got to a point where I didn't want to wait till I was swaggering to start to swagger, if that makes sense. And by that, I mean basically that I didn't want to lose, 50 pounds again and, be all buff and everything and feel like physically I'm more worthy of the camera or but I wanted to start the journey where the journey was, there's no before and after pictures or anything like that. But I didn't want to wait. I didn't want to make the excuse, and I wanted to document where it started for myself, for whomever is open to wanting to be a part of that journey. And I should probably take a few minutes to talk about that at this point. It's already almost an hour. But yeah, just to see it all, be vulnerable, be authentic, and see where it goes. So the John with a J, rewind. The 2020 John with a J-a-thon continues. At only $1 a month, that's $1 a month, you can support this guy and even, that guy with his monthly content. And by that I mean like with his journey, it's his passions. You can give him an opportunity to do. I'm getting distracted by Tenchi over here. You can give him the opportunity to do the things he loves and continue to do them without distraction, or like the cat here for a second, or getting another job again that he really doesn't want to do. He's going to get fired from anyway. And Patreon is this platform where there's so many different types of creators, right? And today I went on there just to be refreshed by, I'm like, let me list a few off. There's too many to list off. It's not just musicians or painters or comic book artists or comedians, or it's vegan chefs, it's DIYers, it's car auto mechanics, it's whatever. If you have content you're creating and doing things on YouTube, or not at all, and you just want an audience, but you feel like you're going to be giving enough every week, every month, whatever, to where maybe it warrants some type of exchange. I think so. You're gonna, the way YouTube's set up now, it's just insane, and they're always changing the rules and censoring and all that crap. So needed to be smart for myself to create a home that was outside of YouTube, and that home clearly became Patreon. And most, and this is what Patreon would like too, because they really don't care for my model very much, because I'm promoting $1 a month, and Patreon doesn't like that because it's not enough for them. Even if I have the goal, which is to reach 10,000, I don't know if we'll hit that by the end of the show, but we've got a good start here. We're at 13, and I can refresh, see, oh yeah, that's probably a little update too. Let's see here. Are we still at 13 patrons at 20? We are still at 13 patrons at $20 a month, and that's fine. That is just fine. Not asking for everyone to jump over there, because some of you already have that are on this call. Thank you, by the way, again and again and again. But I digress. So many different, like, remote control enthusiasts, has a page, and he or she provides something of value for the audience. And most of them, like I was saying, are tiered. So at a $1 membership, you get just the basic, whatever's available. $2, you get this. At $5, at $10, however that is set up, $25, $100, $1,000, and some creators have that. Spend a day with me once a month, and you get to spend a day with this artist. And maybe for some people, and there are some really cool artists out there where, if you got the bank and you want to hang out with this expert photographer and learn a whole day of spending time with this epic, photographer, maybe it's worth $1,000 a month for you. So for me, that just seemed like a lot to manage, and just it also seemed like very restricting to me, to where I couldn't just put out what I wanted to put out and just focus on the comedy and growing versus catering to what each tier needed and stuff, and giving each individual person, which I'd love to do in person if I see you and stuff, or online if you want to chat with me. And it's not like, you can't call me, you can't hang out with me, and if you do, I'm going to charge you money. And I'm not saying that that's what those people are doing. I'm just saying that if I'm going to be able to do my art and get out there and get in here and be reborn and give birth to good shit, I need to keep it streamlined for me. So I was like, $1. And then there's also, and this is, these thoughts came in probably before this whole, the plan for Patreon was months ago. So it was kind of like right before this all happened and stuff, to launch it. And then this all happened, the whole lockdown, whatever word you want to put on it, debacle of 2020. I was like, oh, horrible timing, and then you're regressing, and I'm like, here we go. You finally had this plan to free yourself and to do something beautiful. And of course, the most crazy thing that's ever happened in the world in your lifetime is happening right now. It's a conspiracy. The conspiracy theory is they're out to like keep John buried, right? Like, stop it. So I'm like, launch that thing, man. Just launch that thing. And I launched it, and the $1 a month ask, to me, I just felt like it's $1. And right now, for some people, $1 is like, and I've been there. I've had $0 for a while. And $1 for me, when I was almost homeless and just starving and stuff, $1 was ecstasy. So with that dollar, I could buy get a BOGO at Publix, get some bread or some beans, something to sustain me. And it was, like the greatest bread or the greatest beans. Like, was it always this good? No, it was never this good. So I understand the value of a dollar. So for me, people are like, well, why would you only ask for a dollar? Why would you limit yourself like that? Because for me, my entire life, a dollar has been a golden blessing, a gift. I used to throw my lunch away. Sorry, Mom, happy Mother's Day. I used to throw my lunch away every day in middle school. I'd get off the bus, and my mom would pack my lunch in a giant, I can't even do it on the screen, a giant paper suitcase. One of those grocery store bags. I didn't get the cool little lunch bags, every other kid did. It was sleek and slender. Mine was a suitcase. And so you're trying to get under the radar as a boy in a new school, trying not to be a target, and I would walk off the bus every day with the biggest target humanly possible by my side. So I'd take 2-3 steps off the bus, boom, into the nearest trash receptacle. So what I had to do every day during lunch was beg for money. I was like a homeless guy that had a home in middle school. I'm like, hey man, I got 25 cents. Hey, can I have your change from lunch? Can I have your change from lunch? I did it every day. Some days I got enough to get an ice cream sandwich. Some days I didn't get anything because I was a nuisance, or I felt guilty or ashamed for asking, or some bonus days I was able to get a lunch. And to all those people that gave to me then, man, I wish I could remember you all, but each and every time you did, thanks for not making me feel bad. And so when I bring myself here today and I'm like, a dollar is fine, I truly feel like a dollar is fine. And here's the math, folks. When I start getting better and better at this journey to funny, you start opening up more and more and stepping into that purpose, passion, and power. 10,000 people is $10,000 a month. That's a great living. And to me, I was searching for that. And I forget that everyone hasn't heard the story, but I'm sitting at a table in Costa Rica surrounded by brilliant beings, and someone asked me because they saw my hand on my head. They're like, what's troubling you, John, with a J? And I said, my partner has given me so much over the last few years. She supported me. When it's been most difficult, and she in every way wants to start doing things that more fulfill her passion and her purpose. And she wants to slowly transform her career and take it down a different path and not feel like she's shackled by having to pay the bills and take care of all these different things. And it's my time to step into my divine masculine power and provide that for my partner and let her do the things and create that capsule for her, and that safety and that presence and that unconditional love and forward moving and everything that comes with Google Divine Masculine. For those of you not know, Google Divine Feminine. You understand what I'm talking about. For those of you that know what I mean. It's being a man and understanding for the first time in my life what that means for my woman. And I had a lot of resistance to that because I wanted to be taken care of. And that's why I found her. I'm like, I want a 33-year-old doctor to take care of me. And boom, she appeared because it was a true thing from here, man. That's what I wanted. And she showed up. She was a doctor. I didn't even know that when I first met her. And she was 33. So, they say careful what you ask for. And I got her in all the most painful and magical of ways. It was a tough, and has been a tough 4.5 years because she allowed me to see all the things that I'd always been so terrified of seeing and thought I had mastered, but wasn't even close. So that being said, I was sat at the table and I was like, I need to find a way, to make $10,000 a month. I need to find a way to, because with bills, rent here is $2,000 a month, utilities here, utilities there, that at the office, at like insurance, food, traveling, the world to go to events or whatever. Like $10,000 goes by quick. You guys know that. You're like, well, $120,000 a year is a good living. You're damn right it's a good living, and I want to make a good living. That's just the beginning for me. And 10,000 people is just the beginning for me and my vision. That's to me, that's just a step. People are like, whoa, 10,000 followers. That's a big, it's a big goal. And I'm like, okay, for you, for me, I mean, it's just 10,000. I got 5,000 Facebook friends. All right. What's $1 a month? Yes, for some right now, it's a struggle. For some in the future, it will be a struggle. I'm not asking you for your money. You keep that money. You get that bread and those beans and the things that you need. For those of you that can and want to and feel called, $1. If you want to give more, great. What I say on the site, and I'll say right now, if you want to give $5, give me the $1 and give $4 to some other patrons, Patreon creators, and pick a few so you have a nice little portfolio of, philanthropic support. It's great. It'll feel great. You'll be gifted with some great content, and on the other sites, probably more rewards than you'll maybe ever get from me. Maybe mine come in a different way, but I'm not discounting what I'm providing. But yeah, and if you want to give the $5, give the $5. That's fine. But this is just what I'm saying. My campaign, the Patreon, is probably never really going to fully support or like say make me a highlighted creator of the month or something because of just the thematic premise that pumps itself through my offering. Or maybe they will. Maybe when the numbers get up, they're like, here's another success story, and maybe they are making a few bucks, and it's not the hassle as far as the transaction of the payments and this and that. I don't know. Maybe some creators like me, it costs them money, but they have liked my post on Twitter. Twitter! I don't even do the Twitter yet, but here's the Twitter link. Boop, boop. Copy. Bang. Paste. Sylvia says, paste. Exactly. There is no right moment. Yeah, no, you're right. That's rewinding to where we were. But Akio says the tea is good. Does it feel good? Do you resonate? Can you like maybe type what you feel like, how it hits you? Like, is it grounding to you? Like, it is grounding to you? Man, it's so, when we were up there in Canada, I heard him singing from the trees, man. It just calls to me. It's such a, we all have our plant totems, our animal totems. This one calls to me severely. So it's a little bit about the Patreon, and what else was I going with that? Let's see. I don't know. Let me see what I got over here. Oh, so here's a thing for the audience. We could do a fishbowl. I learned this from a comedian friend. So I'll just type in fish bowl time. Bum, bum, bum. So give me one word, comma, and maybe MAKE, make it dot. Here's the disclaimer, maybe. All right, so a comedian friend of mine was talking about exercises and stuff that, oh my God, cat reading, that he's done with other comics when they write together, just hang out or whatever. One of them's a fishbowl, and you get like a little hat or something, a bowl, whatever, crumple up one word, throw it in the thing, or a phrase or something like that. Throw in the bowl, and then you go around the table and you pick. Boom, apple. You got to make Apple funny. It's just improv, and you just talk about Apple in a way that you say a one-liner. Maybe you have some material already about Apple, and you could practice that. So that's kind of cool too. Or you just got to struggle with it and come up with something funny about Apple. So I say maybe because drop a word. Oh my gosh, look really forward to what my daughter and her boyfriend come up with, and all of you really. But if I don't get to it, or I don't see it, or I see it and I'm like terrified of it, maybe I'll revisit it in an hour, maybe after the broadcast is over, I'll do a recording or something. That could be fun too, especially if I don't get to all the words. I could definitely do that. And so if you drop apple, please don't say apple. I'll say something funny about apples. It'd be a nice little challenge. So that's something that could be ongoing. Also, you can do also never have I ever. Okay, we could play that. If you drop a never have I ever, and I have done it, I will sip from the elephant chaga tea, letting you know I have. So there's two that we could just throw out there for the audience. That could be fun for you too, Akiho. Keep you interested for the next 2 hours. We have knocked out 1 hour, but folks, in 25 minutes roughly, Akiho and I are going to eat a miracle berry, and then we're each going to eat an entire lemon. Not the inside, the entire lemon. Miracle berry lemon challenge. All right, so it's in an hour. Let's see. So I do have, this is apropos to today too. I do have some things that I'm working on right now, a lot of material. And one of them is the, accidental emojis. I'm excited about working out the funny in that. When we scroll and we have sensitive phones, we accidentally hit an angry face. And maybe if it's even on someone's page, like an X or something that we really don't want them to know we're scrolling through some old messages or whatever. And you hit that button, or you didn't even hit it and the universe just pushed it for you because it wants you to deal with something, and you freak out. So I think there's a lot of really funny moments there, and comedy for sure. You accidentally jump on a live from your laptop, and it's someone you really don't want to be on that live, and you're like, no, and you just kind of like jump over the cliff. Get me off this thing, and they're like, hey, John's gone. Whatever. Not that I'm afraid to be on anyone's page. I'm not saying me personally. I'm saying other people. Anyway, so I digress. So, urinals. I'm doing a bit on urinals now. I feel like Shaquille O'Neal has some interest, financial interest, or monopoly on urinals now. Like he does with Papa John's or whatever pizza chain he's recently taken over. Because when I walk into restrooms now, the urinals are designed for him and him only. I think it's like a joke or something. Shaq's so rich now, he's like, I won't ever want to be like me. And I have, for years now, I've been using the kiddie urinal at the end because my situation is not hooked up like yours, Shaq. I can't pee on the ceiling. And guys, some of you may know what I'm talking about. I'm sensitive to it because, maybe my physical composition has my groin lower to the ground than other people, but I'm not peeing out of my chest. And some of these urinals are up here. When I was younger, a younger man, I don't even mean like a little boy. I mean a younger man. I'd walk into, you walk into a restroom and there's a wall. It's like a porcelain wall. And you just walk in and just pee all over the wall. And it's like a trough. Now it's like designer urinals for basketball players. Anyway, that's a bit I'm working on. I walk every day, and I'm really walking out instead of working out some, I think, hilarious stuff around walkers versus runners versus cyclists, and the etiquette and on trails and stuff, and the way people interact with each other and look at each other. Do you wave? Do you not wave? Can you wave all day to everyone? The people that look at you when you wave and don't wave back. I think there's a lot of funny stuff there, in the way runners will say they're coming on your left, and bikers sometimes will and won't. There's just so much language there and interaction that I'm finding funny. So every time I go on a walk, I get more and more material. So I'm excited about that. But the one that's apropos to today is I'm going to do an ongoing series, or just a joke theme that I revisit. So kind of like, I'm going to call it like the pay it forward thing. I'm going to call it something different, but it'll be a pay it forward type of offering, where I say, all right, guys, look, I'm focused on the comedy right now, but I have some new inventions that I think would be hot fire, and someone needs to get on this. And if you do, look, for all I know, It may be out there in the works. I don't know. I don't think it is. But here's my gift to one of you. Run with it. And the first one to get it, patent it, or whatever, blah, blah, blah. You make $1 zillion. Send me a little slice of the pie. I'm not asking for a percentage or anything. Just do the right thing. If your exit strategy has you leaving it $4 billion, maybe throw old John with a J, the 100 million. Do the math. Google what math makes sense when somebody gave me an idea and I sold it for $4 billion. Send me a message. I have your money. Awesome. I just don't have the time to put it together. And a lot of times the technical know-how or the team behind me, but maybe you do. And so today, I'll give you 2 of them. Here's my gift for attending today. So someone run with it. All of you run with it at once to the finish line and someone get rich. But I think if it's not already out there, there needs to be a Your Mom app. And the Your Mom app, the idea behind this, which is something I've held on to for a while, I haven't really told many people about because I thought maybe I'd bump into someone that knows how to make apps. But it's a translator. It's a fun gag type thing. Basically, you get a text from your mom and you drop it into the app and it'll translate it, what she really means. And, so, you get that text from your mom and it hurts or whatever and this and that. And then you put it in there and it says something else. So I think that would be super fun. It works with a voicemail too. And so you can drop in a voicemail or a text, maybe even an email. It's fine. I don't know. You work that out. It's not on me. That's on you. And you get the translation. You can share it with your friends. You can share it with your mom. But Your Mom app, I just think there's so much funniness around your mom. Maybe not your mom jokes, but and maybe the name of the app is Yo Mama. I don't know. It's up to you. Run with it. Pay it forward game. The second one is maybe the technology. This has got to happen if it's not already. But I think, the GIFs and the emojis, even the memes, the generators, there's all these app generators and this and that, but there's so much work. It's tedious. And which meme generator, this and that. With Alexa and all these other fools, their different names. I don't know. Google, play this playlist for me. Alexa, do that. First of all, you should be able to call the device whatever you want. That doesn't make any sense to me. Like, come on, let's pick up the gears. So I should be able to go, Roger, can you tell me on what date George Carlin did his first stand-up? Boom. Roger's like, yes, I can, indeed. Whatever. Any accent you want, Roger can be. So that's not the cutting edge. What I really think that we should be able to do is, Roger, I need a GIF. Damn it. I need a GIF right now of Brad Pitt riding a unicorn, carrying a bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken. Go. It takes Roger, I don't know, 3, 4, 7 seconds. There's data everywhere. Pull it. Brad Pitt, unicorn, KFC bucket, jumping over a puddle with a little miniature shark in it. I don't know. Okay, that's it. Boom. There's your personalized GIF. That's got to be a technology that's on the way or should be. Come on. Voice activated. You're hands-free somewhere, driving. You're like, can you send my mother, it's Mother's Day, a bouquet of flowers with a teddy bear hitting its chest going, man, I missed the heartburn from your wonderful challah bread. I don't know. Something. And it's done. So there, someone run with that. The same with emojis. Like, I need a face with a monocle, with dreadlocks, and it's a monkey. I don't know. What? There he is, right there. So there's that. I'm really kind of impressed. At an hour and 14 minutes, I'm still on the first page. I thought I would rip through all these notes, but I think we talked about some other extra stuff, whatever. So fishbowl. Oh, there's that. Yeah. Oh, back to the equipment. Yes, is there anything? Oh, I've missed. Okay. Erica. Hey, Erica. Welcome to the 2020 John with a J-athon. Thank you for coming. If you have any questions, compliments, complaints, or concerns, an idea for a topic for us to talk about, there are things up in the feed. Fishbowl time means you just give me a word and I'll try to make that word funny. Never have I ever. I think most of us understand that game. I will drink from my cup of chaga tea, should it's something that I have done before. Other than that, welcome. What is a miracle berry? Asks Sylvia. Well, Sylvia, in 15 minutes, you'll find out more about that. However, in short, a miracle berry is a berry that you eat, and it makes everything that you drink or eat 45 seconds to a minute, maybe 2 minutes after that ingestion taste sweet. So the sourest of sour things, the bitterest of the bitter, takes on a whole other level of enjoyment, bewilderment, like transformation. It's a miracle. And in 15 minutes, never have I ever ate an entire lemon, period, let alone on miracle berries. Maybe it's going to taste like lemon meringue pie. I don't know. We'll let you know. Let's see here. Boo, 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 boo. So TikTok. Yeah, let me drop that. So TikTok, Mingus. Come on, Mingus. Mingus was the, let's see, can we do like a, maybe like a, let's see. So we get Mingus to just like, let's see. All right, yeah, Mingus. Mingus has been with me for over 20 years. Mingus made his dancing debut on TikTok a week or so ago. I wanted to do TikTok as a way to promote all this other stuff, you know, the Patreon, there it is. Okay. The YouTube channel, et cetera, and give me something else to work with. I'm very, very good at telling a story that takes 15 or 20 minutes, but I really, really need to do that in 3 minutes. I also need to not take 15 words when I can take 3. So TikTok, you know, instead of 2 sentences, oh, he's a little shy. Okay. So instead of 2 sentences, you know, I end up filling up a page with information. So I guess the world wants to see, buddy. All right, let's see. There we go. I just like, maybe up on the shoulder. There we go. All right. So, yeah. So Mingus, we picked out a song. Mingus did a dance, and try and just go viral. You know, find a way to go viral. I thought I was going to do some dancing. There's a lot of great dancing on TikTok. But you only have 15 seconds or a minute to make a video. So that was going to be a nice training opportunity for me to say something really quick, maybe do some, not that I'm interested in doing one-liners or jokes, because that's not really my style. I might gravitate toward that eventually, just to have some more tools in the belt. But it was easy for me to take Mingus and bring him to the camera. And it was fun. Got some great feedback, and maybe I'll make more, have some other puppets and stuff. And man, it's just hot today, buddy. I love you, man. But it's hot because, you know, nerves and stuff. And yes, he'll make other appearances, TikTok and otherwise. But I have some other, found this, which could be fun. Definitely, that looks TikTokable for sure. And I can hide my hand a lot better. I wasn't even on screen for the Mingus one, but yeah, that could be fun with a dance. What? Maybe have like a black sock on, so it's just, or maybe a white sock. I don't know. We'll see what makes sense. Or just stay off camera, make it closer. I don't know. Kehoe has lots of stuffed animals and stuff like that. She even has a cheerleader puppet. Maybe I'll use that. Everyone else is dancing, doing stuff. I didn't see anyone using puppets or stuffed animals. I'm sure they're there. They're just not as popular. But there was that. Let's see. I auditioned, or thought I did, for Audible. Found some information online. It was faulty information, or maybe it was outdated information, or my email was returned undeliverable because of a full mailbox. So maybe it's just inundated. I don't know. But that was a neat process to put myself through Audible is a site where you can be a narrator for ebooks, and there's some other paying gigs and whatnot available. So I was like, I always wanted to be a voice actor for cartoons or movies, whatever, and I could do lots of voices and have fun with them, and that would be very challenging and rewarding. So I had to put together a 2-minute voice clip of me reading. So I read from my daughter and I's book, Monsters Can't Lie, available through Amazon. Link is in the comments. And I said a few things at the beginning and the end that I thought were fun and funny. My email was pretty tight, not 2 pages long. Definitely hit that 15 words versus, I hit those 3 words versus those 15 words. So brevity is slowly becoming an ally of mine through this process as well. And I think that's a confidence thing too. I think maybe times you talk a lot or say a lot of things because you're not too confident with what you've already offered. With that. So yeah, the sad part of that story was it was returned, but the cool part was that I put myself through the process, and I learned how to take an MP4 and convert it into an MP3. So that was a victory for me as well. Just pushing myself with this technology piece instead of I can't, I don't want, I just fucking do it and get it done and get uncomfortable and say like, oh, okay, I don't have to rely on other people. Again, I'm still calling for that day where I have a team or at least one person to run the camera and to be on the side there to help me with so many things and be that counterbalancing part that helps these productions flow a little more freely, and I'm able to offer more and be in more places at once. Anyway, I think there's another site called ACX. I think that's the name of it. Yeah, ACX, that may be partnering with Audible. So I'm learning what their relationship is right now, but I can create an account through them and a page through them and multiple files through them that authors and other businesses can listen to and evaluate, and they can look at your experience, which mine will be none. So it'll all be based on content that I offer. And you can offer I think it's like the averages for non-union narrators, it's $150 an hour. But it goes up to like $280 an hour. And if you do a whole book, which is usually like, I think like an 8-hour project, it's like $2,000 or something like that. So it's good money and it's great practice and an incredible way to build a portfolio. So that's just something that presented itself as I opened the doors to this journey. Abandon the how, focused on the what, and all these things keep coming up. And I'm very, very, very open, wide open to my community, my friends, my family, all of you on this broadcast, to ideas, agents, auditions, whatever. At any point, please don't feel like unsolicited advice or things will fall negatively upon me. I'm, at least for the time being, and I'll let you know when otherwise. I love that. I need that right now. I'm calling it in, asking for teachers. I'm asking for ideas, even if it's for an idea for a bit. Like, it would be really funny. I don't want to do it, but I always thought this would be funny. And you want me to do it? I'll give you props for the idea on stage, in a recording, or whenever it makes sense. Yeah, give it to me. Let's see if I can make it funny for you. Let's see. So there's that. I think the last thing on this page before I can turn it is the words that I can and can't say. Man, I went on a tear on that subject in the last 2-hour lives that I did. And I got some really great advice, speaking of, from some folks on the comment thread in that last one. It was like, what? I just get so stuck up. And it hasn't happened on this live yet. Maybe I'm just getting more and more comfortable. Maybe I took another step in that process of evolution from that last live and the coaching that I got from friends and family, and what I was explaining is that even in an instance where when I was talking about Patreon and I was trying to come up with 2 people just to give as an example As a fictitious example. When I thought of the first person, I was like, maybe my brain was like, wait, you know someone with that name? Is it okay to say their name and put a number of how much they can afford? Oh my God, shut up and just say the name. And I picked a whole nother different name. I'm like, Bob has $100, and maybe, and then conversely, and just shit on the hamster wheel started spinning again, and then a hawk on a round and round cycle was doing another spin, and then there was a lizard in the middle, and I'm like, shut up, you guys, seriously. Joe has $1, just picked it, and like, but it happens a lot faster, but it's so irritating for me. And this, 7 years ago, maybe it was different. Today, not so much. Like, it's the PC culture and where I'm at personally. I don't even want to blame it on the PC culture or not understanding, what permissions we have as comedians. And it's okay because you're just joking. I don't know if I'm okay with that phrase either. And where's my comfort spot? Where's my sweet spot? Who is in here, and what does this voice really want to say respectfully and not offensively? And so Bob and Joe, it's fine. And even if I know a Bob and Joe, like, and I might not be talking about this Bob, and I might not be talking about this Joe. I know I have 5,000 Facebook friends. There's some Bobs and Joes in there. I wasn't talking about any of them. Just put a number and a name. And so that's part of the getting more comfortable, understanding what this journey is all about for me, and being able to be okay with not making everybody happy. Someone's always going to get offended. This was some of the advice that came across, and it was very much appreciated and received. And I think I'm wiggling into more and more of a comfort with that. Not that I'm like, I'm okay with pissing people off now. No, but like, it's going to freaking happen. I can't, when I write, when I perform, I can't tiptoe. Like, I'm constantly in a minefield of, whoa, maybe I can't. Ooh, I don't know. Like, I'm just here to be funny. I'm just here to share my heart. And like, come on, man. That's got to be good enough. So, because there was a time where I was drinking, when I first started dabbling with comedy and stuff and hosting an open mic of multimedia artists. I had acoustic artists and musicians and singers and comedians and poets, spoken word art, like the gambit, man. And it was an awesome night that I hosted in Atlanta at Barnes & Noble. But those were during my drinking days, and I had those beer muscles, man. Couldn't stop me, man. Like, I was no filter, just go. I'm comfortable. Next, and that whole hamster, hawk, lizard thing was not happening. It was just me. And maybe I was offensive, and man, especially back then, my gosh, so many years ago, back in the late 90s. But I'm here now. They're flashing back again, though. Then there were the weed years where I started going to open mics again, but just as a participant in the crowd. And I was like, man, this shit's easy. Like, these comics, man, they're no good, man. I sat in the audience and I was like, Sam, I could kill up here. Like, no one's in the crowd even laughing, man. Like, dude, I'd have them all rolling, like, just so calm. Because for me, the weed just releases resistance, man. And this was no offense to the comedians. I just didn't know then what it takes to get up on stage and do that thing. It's one thing talking about it. It's one thing sitting there and imagining yourself, but doing it, as we all know, is a whole different beast to wrangle. But that said, it did provide a release in me of resistance. I was like, I could see myself going up there. It wasn't a false sense of confidence or anything like that. I mean, I was definitely delusional as far as how easy it would be. But as far as taking that step and being seen and being up there, the cannabis just made me like, dude, you can do anything. When you're ready, go do that stand-up stuff. Right now you're doing other things, changing the world, operating above the clouds, healing everyone, and that whole spiritual nonsense that I thought I had mastered, and was only just the beginning of an awakening, unbeknownst to me that an even bigger awakening was coming, an understanding of myself and the world and all of its beautiful people. So Now I sit in sobriety, and it's uncomfortable, man, and it's hard as shit, this comedy thing, and I'm not even in front of an audience yet, like live audience. Definitely in front of you guys, and that's a miracle. And it's tough. Getting these. It's tough. Each and every one of these videos, it's tough, and I love it because every time I go through that, whatever it is that's tough, it has become seriously cliches. It sounds that much easier. It really has. All these people of the past and these giants and these behemoths of their industries and their craft always, hear the same thing. You can do whatever you put your mind to. I was your mind to. And that's just me with you. Okay, yeah, you got your millions of dollars. It's easy to say now, but gosh, man, as soon as maybe I would fine tune that phrase, and you could do whatever you put your heart to. And that people have said that before, but that's what I would say. Take this out of it. Just connect this to the what. Man, it'll take you like a great white would on the other line of a fishing tour, should you hook into one. What a ride. Equally as violent. I always say terrifying and electrifying. So I'm going to have to pee at some point, which would be great if someone could step in for me. But, maybe she can type while I'm gone. John is pee-peeing right now. He'll be right back. But it's 7:30, so you ready to do this? We're going to do the Miracle Berry Whole Lemon Challenge. I'll let you handle the Miracle Berries because they're yours. I think the way they have them in there is they're already halved, and I think that's what our friend in Costa Rica gave us, was a half. And if it doesn't work, you eat another half. But this is what they look like. It looks like a coffee. Does it look like a coffee bean? What do you think? Are you kidding me? She dropped hers. Okay. All right. Are we eating it? All right. So you chew it up, but don't swallow it. Miracle Berry time. And this was at 1 hour and 32 minutes in, so I will make a point to write that down. 1 hour, 32 minutes in Miracle Berry. Chewed up real nice. I think you work it around your taste buds. Is that mine? Does it matter? They both look nice. Come on. Let it sit before you swallow it for a minute or two. Yeah. Really let it do its thing. I don't know what's going to happen, man. I know what happened in Costa Rica, and it was devastatingly, game-changingly. Don't do it yet. Don't do it yet. Wait. Are you ready? Let's do it together. Do you think I can swallow? All right, I'm going to swallow. And we're going to do this together. All right. 3. I'm going to bite right in the middle. 2, 1. It's weird, man. What do you think?
Good.
It is good. She's devouring it. It's like she's been crawling through the desert for 3 weeks. And it's just perfect plum. That's the way she's eating it. I'm just trying to be careful because of the seeds and stuff. I don't know if I'm going to be able to eat the whole thing, man. She doesn't seem to be having a problem. Not that it's bad. No. It just takes a little while to eat. She is in it. Now, here's the other thing. It might be affecting her. It probably is affecting her differently than it's affecting me. Some of us at the table that were going around were calling it on berry. Some of us needed like an extra half. So like, I don't know, man. It tastes the same. You know, we were drinking certain things or eating spicy stuff. That's the other thing. You can eat like super, super spicy stuff and it calms the flames. So I think if we didn't eat this and we bit into this, it would have been like unbearable, right? Oh, we should have done the before one. Ah, that would have been smart.
Do you want to get a raw onion?
I don't want to eat a raw onion. She asked me if I want to eat a raw onion. No, it works with that too, right?
It's sweet.
I just bite into a raw onion. One of the ones we got from Frog Song. Do you want to? Oh my gosh, she wants. She's gonna go get a raw onion. She's just up the ante. We're going from lemon, and here you go. We're eating a big chunk out of it. So raw. She's gonna go get an organic raw onion from Frog Song Organics. We love you guys. Deliver home. So good. Whew! It's not hard. I feel like I need another Miracle Berry though, but it's a very small container, so we want to save them. Alex, Ravi, when you guys come over, we're definitely going to do we're going to be on berry. There's no psychoactive properties, but it is a hoot. So bring spicy stuff, bring stuff you think you loathe, but you may fall in love with thanks to Miracle Berries. I'll take one more bite. I can't do the whole thing, man. Oh, it's good though, man. I think that the thing I'm having a hard time with maybe is the rind, but the insides just tastes like the sweetest of sweet lemonade, basically. So I'm gonna put that over here. That's all I can do, man. I think my body's saying, okay. You see the Keogh's lemon. Dude, she went to town, man. Like I said, like a plum at the end of a desert run. Oh my God, are we doing this? Ugh. Your mouth burns?
Like my lips.
Oh, a little bit. All right, so I have an onion now. I guess for the sake of 2020, John the J-athon. Here's to all of you, and let me go check. Let's see what the thermometer's up to. Trying to get to 10,000 patrons. We are at 13 patrons at $20 a month. That's 13 at $20 a month. Oh my gosh. Cortana, welcome to the party. We just did, Keo and I each ate half a Miracle Berry and ate like a half a lemon. We're going to try an onion now. Why aren't you over here trying the onion? You want me to do it? I thought you said you want to do this. I always said that I was going to do this because you were like, I want to do an onion. When you said I, you meant me? Ugh. That's the same. Go back and see. It's going to be enough for me. I feel like it's good. But I feel like I need another Miracle Berry. Yeah. I think I remember that from Costa Rica too, that a half made things palatable, but a whole one is just transformative. I mean, I think it depends on your system and what you're eating. But we picked two very extreme, I think, offerings here with a lemon and an onion. But I have to make it another hour and a half, so I don't want to be all gassy from an onion or screwed up down here because of eating all that lemon rind. But lemon rind's good for you, though. Yeah. Powdered lemon rind, right? Super good. Old friends reuniting. Wait, do you guys know each other? Hi. 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 I don't know if you guys are talking to each other or me, but hi anyway. Hello. Aloha. And all right, so let's see here. True story. We went do our weekly shopping usually on Saturdays now, which may not be the best time, but it's a time when Akiho's available. So when we got to Whole Foods, is it Whole Foods? Yeah. Excuse me, that was the onion talking. Sorry. Someone, man, and everyone's wearing masks, man, and maybe that's what it was because everyone's wearing masks. So maybe psychologically, people feel a little more at ease about farting or something because everyone's wearing masks. Don't worry about it. But someone was shitting in the aisles of Whole Foods. So be aware for those of you in Winter Park, Orlando, Florida, frequent that Whole Foods. Someone was dumping in their pants. And we just seemed to walk into every aisle where they had deposited that not so tasty treat. And she's looking at me, and I'm like, come on now. You know me, and we're intimate, and that smell has never come out of my body. And it was just like rancid shit. And she's like, oh, come on. Like, we thought we were rid of it, and it was almost like someone was following us around. Tee-hee-hee, tee-hee-hee. Or Whole Foods was pumping shit-smelling fumes through their air ducts to make people that weren't wearing masks wear masks, whatever. I don't know. It was not good. We went to Trader Joe's, we went to Publix, and sometimes people go on the same tour as you do when they're food shopping. This person must have followed us, or there's some really diabolical cosmic court jester out there that thought that they would shoot some fart spray our way on that day. But Publix, it was the same fart smell too. I swear it must have been someone that was doing the shopping tour like we were. That just farts. It was just inescapable, man. It was just terrible. I don't know why I shared that, but I think the dances that we did is a result of trying to break dance away from the fart was, trying not to bring attention to us or it, because then if someone comes down the aisle and sees a Kehoe going like this, they're gonna look at me and think that I was the one that just dropped the deuce. So,
Raw carrot.
do I want to eat a raw carrot? Oh, talking to me, John. Hi, Erica. That's right. I had to do the math on where I met certain Tealers and if they met each other, and I figured it out. I'd take a sip of chaga. I don't know why I go drunk sometimes when I take chaga. I just try to do it. Shh, it's just between me and the mushrooms. Don't tell anybody. But Kehoe's eating some split pea soup-like creation that I made yesterday, and it's been simmering all day today. It's got kale in it, tofu, what else? Carrots, cilantro, sorts of yummy, good organic stuff. Laid on top delicately of a bed of kinmai, that's Kinmai, rice from Japan. We exclusively buy rice from Japan because it's so good. You didn't put it on rice? Oh, rice cake. She used a mochi bomb, which I'm sure is ooey gooey goodness. It looks yummy over there. I have a little food envy going on, but I can make it till 9 without food. I'm good, man. This time's rolling by fast. I haven't even gotten through a lot of what I wanted to talk about.
Do you want half a carrot dog?
I don't want half a carrot. We made carrot dogs yesterday, and we have some cold ones today. So we made roasted some long organic carrots in the oven with some olive oil, some salt, pepper, garlic powder. Baste and bake on both sides. Make them come out perfect, not too hard, not too soft. Some really good buns, some hot dog buns, some soft, gooey, yummy, delicious hot dog buns, high quality hot dog buns. And then layer some stone ground mustard, some ketchup. For Akiho, she'd use the little vegan cheese and then a vegan chili on top. So chili, cheese, carrot dog for her. For me, I sliced up some pickles, some sauerkraut, chili. No vegan cheese for me. It doesn't bode well with my gout. Well, some brands don't, especially this brand, which will go nameless right now. I'm sure you might be able to guess. For some of you that also don't agree very well with a certain type of vegan cheese, but I digress. So yummy stuff nonetheless. If you're missing a hot dog or want to just get that nostalgic feeling, barbecuing or whatever, it's a great way. And even if you're not, because I've kind of graduated away from needing meat substitutes or having those feelings of, I really want a hamburger, I really want some fake fish fillets, or because I really have fallen in love with vegetables and all of the wonderfully diverse things that you can create with them. To say carrot dog is almost like I'm eating a hot dog. It's nothing like a hot dog. So it's a carrot sandwich that uses very familiar hot dog accoutrements. So talked about that. Oh yeah, I wanted to shout out. I wonder if they're not attending, if I can. So I wanted to shout out to some local love legends. Orlando is just a great place for the arts. And when I first met so many of the comedians, it was so many moons ago when I was going to open mics and stuff like that around town. At many different times too. Intervals over the years I'd revisit. But what's neat, like I said earlier about Orlando, is people come and go. And there are a few people that I have reached out to since, very few people from the Orlando scene that I've reached out since and have helped me immeasurably, taken their generous time, energy, and effort to connect with me for just a few minutes. It's immeasurably appreciated. Kendra, Corey, thank you. No longer in Orlando, but holding it down in another state north from here. Clayton Anderson, not on social media, but loving every minute of you, brother, and our conversations and our recent Zoom session and all the Palpatine guidance that you provide for me. Because we all need a warrior from the dark side on our side. And Clayton, you are a giant amongst men, and I honor and appreciate your journey. Kendra, giving me such great things to consider, and tapping into the fountain of wealth, which is unendingly you, has been a privilege and a pleasure. Ken Miller, the godfather of Orlando comedy, is still here, is the only one still here. Ken and I don't know each other too well, but Ken is always so kind with his time, and we'll spend a few minutes answering your questions and shooting from the heart and let you know what he thinks. And it's always such valuable and warmly accepted words that you offer. So thank you, Ken, for what you not just do for me, but for the countless waves of comedians and others that have coursed in and out of our community over what feels like decades, man. How long you been here in Orlando, bro? Tell me. So, and then two more. This guy and I don't know each other, I mean, like, basically at all. But again, another generous soul with his answering my questions online. Nick Pupo, pursuing his career out west. And Nick's an actor, and that's one of his passions. And Nick has scored some really impressive gigs and continues to do great work and work on personal projects and collaborate with other people. Nick, thank you endlessly for everything that you have and continue to provide for me when I have a question or just looking for a little push. Thank you. And lastly, guys, he came in second place on America's Got Talent. I've known this cat since he started comedy for the most part here and bouncing around Orlando. Every time seeing him, telling him, "You're gonna make it, dude. You're gonna make it." And he lost to a young girl with a puppet, ventriloquist, super talented, but a lot of his jokes after that about him losing to her and stuff were super funny. So Preacher Lawson, congrats to you for grabbing that much deserved worldwide acclaim. He blew up as a byproduct of being on that show. But not just that, man. Preacher put in the time and the work on himself, in his community, into his art, and he was rewarded with being validated on one of the biggest stages in all of television, and has gone on tour, and I think went back to like the Champions, America's Got Talent, and did exceptionally well. I wasn't closely following, but Preacher, your example and your friendship of the past was very, very, very inspiring, enlightening, invigorating, and all sorts of other words ending in ing for me. So thank you for what you not just did for me, but for so many more than you probably even know, not just in Orlando, but your ripples have turned into waves, are turning into giant storms of just uplifting and powerful inspiration for so many. So thanks, man. I will try to tag. Let's see if I'll start with Kendra to let them know that we're talking about them. Oh yeah, look at that. Not a guest. I can tag her. All right. Then I'll just let them know I shouted them out. Wait. Oh, will it not let me do it? Let's try again. Maybe if they're not a guest, it won't let you do it. Let's try. Let's try that. Boom. Did it work? Huh. I don't know. Yeah, it's not important. So I'm sure they're all doing different stuff. And Tristan's here. Tristan, the night away. Welcome, Tristan. Mentioned your name several times today. Talk about that offline on another line. But your presence was missed here today dearly, Tristan. He may just knocked over some stuff, but we'll survive. So, bum, bada bang, bada bang, bada bang. Talk about that. First, if I have time for that, I could revisit that. All right, here's a fun one. Let's do 2 truths and a lie. There's no A there. And a lie, ain't no lie, baby. Bye, bye, bye. Boom. Okay. That happened I can record that too at 1. Wow, man, we only have like an hour left. All right, so 2 truths and a lie. I'd like, it's a good icebreaker, even though we're, 2 hours in. But I'd like to call this the Ice Cube Breaker Edition. You know what? I got to throw on some Banjolitos for this. That's Banjolitos. Go to the website, man. Wizards with lasers making the most amazing glasses ever. Banjolitos.com. These guys are amazing. Anyway, interchangeable modular eyewear, like so dope, so dope. So here is the Ice Cube Breakers edition of 2 Truths and a Lie. You guys figure out which is the truth and which is the lie. The first one being, let's see, where should I start? 2 truths and a lie, 2 truths and a lie. Did I have notes for this? Yeah, all right. Number 1, since I was a youth, I smoked weed out. Now I'm the motherfucker that you read about. Taking a life or two, that's what the hell I do. If you don't like how I'm living, well, fuck you. That's number one. Number two, I like big butts. And I cannot lie. That was number two. And here's number three. I am whatever you say I am. If I wasn't, then why would I say I am? In the paper, the news, every day I am. Radio won't even play my jam. And that's number three. So to recap, 2 truths, 1 lie. Gotta get this camera thing right eventually. Live, why do you jack me up like this? 2 truths, 1 lie. First one, since I was a youth, I smoked weed out. Now I'm the motherfucker that you read about. Taking a life or two, that's what the hell I do. You don't like how I'm living? Well, fuck you. That's 1. Number 2 is, I like big butts and I cannot lie. That's 2. Number 3, I am whatever you say I am. If I wasn't, then why would I say I am? In the paper, the news, every day I am. Radio won't even play my jam. Which one is the lie? You tell me. I'll let you know at some point in the broadcast. Man, I gotta pee. Can this be the part where I pee-pee? Akiha, will you type John Pepe is going pee-pee? What? Oh, she wants me to do it. Pepe. Okay. Pepe is going pee. I was gonna try to do this 3 hours without peeing, man, but Pepe's got a pee-pee, man. I'll come back and we'll have a diapers, adult diapers, no, and we'll have an hour worth of super duper fun. I have like another page full of notes. I think we'll get through it. If not, whatever. Material for another time. Gotta pee. Oh my gosh, gotta pee. I'll be right back. I'll be right back, I promise. Oh my god. Pepe was pee-peeing. No cat tarot. Okay, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Stop. Stop it. Okay, Mingus can get very, very friendly. All right, who's here? 2 people stayed during pee-pee break. That's really nice that you stayed. You forgot animal. Woman. So this is, again, today she keeps trying to sneak this under the screen. Today is brought to you by Monsters Can't Lie, the book by John and Alex Pepe. I, the author, she, the illustrator. And I saw one of the very first monsters that I was terrified of growing up. It's neat how life Angela does. Love the Muppet Show. Love the Muppet Show. And was terrified of Animal. In fact, every night before bed, I would take my wiffle ball bat and jam it under the bed and poke to make sure Animal wasn't waiting to devour me under the bed and would take advantage of me in my sleep and just, kill me, ruin my world, do whatever Animal was capable of doing. Interesting that when I was an adult and I grew up never caring about the drums, wanting to play the drums, not seeing a set of drums and it being called to me, but when I started facing my fears and addressing all those things from childhood, the drums were the first thing that I fell in love with into this day, and I'm so connected to. And I love Animal now, and Animal makes me laugh, and yeah, good stuff. Nice full circle thing. But okay, we did that. I wrote that down. Said thanks to the comics out there. Favorite comedy sitcom. So I can type in favorite comedy sitcom. There's talking points. Then below that, I'll put maybe like comedy movie. Anyone wants to talk about that? I'm going to share mine, of course. Comedy movie, like romantical comedy. My keyboard sucks, so if it's missing an A or something else, just let me know. Or don't. Maybe just understand movie. Stand up. Comedian. Let's see. Comedy actor. Yeah, I think that's what I have written down here. Sitcom movie, comedy movie. Did I write comedy movie? Yeah, actor. That's good for now. So for me, the sitcom, I'll tell you, man, there's so many favorites, and just the favorite game in general can be quite annoying. Like, pick your number one. But, it's a good talking point, especially if we're talking about comedy, if I'm diving more and more deeply into the world of comedy and just embracing my past and getting excited about the future. Old school sitcom wise, probably like Three's Company, because it was like so taboo and bad, and Jack with two girls and just all of the slapstick comedy and nonsense, and it was just high energy fun. I loved Three's Company. There are others that I do. I mean, I loved TV in the 70s and 80s. What a time to grow up and watch TV. So much crazy good shit. But new school, I would say, again, same but different as far as the conversation goes. But The Office is just brilliant. It makes me laugh in a different way. I appreciate comedy in a different way. It's just so good. The characters, Depth, Michael, and just all of it. So good. What is it? The comedy. So favorite comedy movie. Too many to list. Got it. But I was going with the first one that pops up, and for me, it's. I think Liar Liar is great. I just love Jim Carrey, and he was just so Jim Carrey in that movie. It's just a great. I think it also. I think when I saw that, that's when I decided so long ago was to write a movie for him, and I've slowly been working on a movie just for Jim, and it has been ever changing, as he's gotten older, and I as well. But it's something that eventually I will get done, and when the timing's right, I think. Let's see here. Favorite romantic comedy is something that my daughter and I share, and I think maybe I like this one more. I don't want to say more than I should, but it always pops first into mind because she loves it as well, and that's Serendipity, John Cusack. There's some old school ones that are dope, though. But anyway, for the sake of the conversation, I'm not talking about this all night. Favorite comedy actor? Is that what I had down there? I listed two. And again, come on. We spent all night talking about our favorites. But they're ones that are kind of driving the bus for me right now on what I'd like to achieve. and that's working with my friends in a continued group of people that we keep meeting on other projects, and maybe they're new friends I haven't even met yet. It's definitely some old friends I would welcome into projects and movies. So Adam Sandler and Seth Rogen, they're living an aspect of my dream, and that's to make my own movies, make whatever I want, whoopity doo. And Seth, that sounds like a combination between Yoda, Louis Armstrong, and who's the other character I said that he sounds like Seth Rogen. There's a third character, Kermit or some shit. I don't know. No, it's the third character that I say Seth Rogen sounds like. I don't remember. Anyway, not important. But yeah, those guys doing their thing, man. Smoking his weed, hanging out with his friends, making movies. They're all not about weed either. He's got some good movies, and he gets to keep making movies. And he's great on interviews, and Adam's just keeping his friends employed and working on movies and having fun and getting paid. Good stuff. So they're some of my recent favorites. But who? Really? Akiho says that the lemon on berries tastes like a kumquat. All right. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, I will. Okay, she said eat the lemon if you didn't hear her at the end of the video because it won't be sweet anymore. It's a good idea. Take a sip of water, though, for sure. All right, we're in the last stretch of the hour here. Let's check where the thermometer's at. We're trying to get to 10,000, folks. 10,000 donors. We are at 13 or $20 a month. Is that funny? I think it gets exciting. 20 bucks a month, man. That's not going anywhere. It's $20 a month. Does it go down to 13? Because everyone's like, he just said $1. That's fine. But that's just money. And what am I going to do with that money? Initially, when it stays where it's at right now, in a few months, I'll buy a new camera. I will have a nice, high-quality camera to use for my bar. After that, microphones. After that, whatever. So it's a really, really just cool platform for people to be able to create and people to be able to support people that are creating. So I love it. And that was one of the inspirations for this John with a J-a-thon. For those of you that are on right now, hello, who's there? Do you want to answer some of the questions? Do you have any questions? If you don't, that's cool too. Who joined last? Let me just see that I know. Rotana. All right, what's next? That's more. Oh, this is one Akiho loves and introduced me to. We're not going to play it right now, but I just think it's awesome. And I need to make a note for when I drop that. So what is that? 207? 207 was it? Favorite question. So it's just another cool icebreaker, something you do with your friends, your family, your mom on the end of Mother's Day. That'll be a treat. So you say, I ask you 3 questions, and I need 3 deep reasons for each. So the first one you ask is, what is your favorite color? And give me 3 deep reasons. You can do this right now along with me if you want. That's fine. And then laugh along if you've never played this game. But take your time. And 3 deep reasons may take you some time. So again, you don't have to do it right now. So favorite color, 3 deep reasons. Then your favorite animal, and 3 deep reasons. Then your favorite body of water or type of water. Just your favorite. This is all that was left on Akiho's lemon. This is it. She ate the whole thing, man. The carcass of Akiho's Miracle Berry lemon. Put it here. It is. That's it. All right. And the third one again is body of water or type of water, whatever you're called to. Water-wise, 3 deep reasons why it's your favorite. I've had people say the Atlantic Ocean. I've had people say ice cubes. I've had people say steam. whatever you want. Water related. Favorite body of water. Type of water. All right. Now, when you get those answers, and I'll wait a little bit here because maybe some of you are formulating what those are, and that's fine. Enjoy that. Have fun with that. I'll revisit. Make sure I will circle this so that we revisit this. It's a circle, big circle. Hey, like, don't forget this, man. You got to tell them what they mean. If you don't already know, it's very revealing, very funny, usually highly accurate. So, what else do I have here? I can come back to that first. Okay, how about first time drunk? Well, how was the first time you got drunk? Just put it in here because we had 3 hours to fill. So the first time I got drunk, I was roughly 10 or 11. And we're at a party at... Cats are coming. They're trying to break into the kitchen. They're not allowed in the kitchen. No keychain for the kitties. So... my dad was at some party. We were at some party. I don't know, some Little League thing or whatever. The adults were drinking. The kids were clearly not. But I was like the oldest kid there, I think, or something. I was bored, or I don't even know what possessed my dad. I think I was trying to I don't know. I can't remember, man. I was trying to sneak some alcohol or something, and he was like, "Hey, look, man. Just go out in the van. There's a bag there. It's got a bottle of liquor in it. Just have a little bit, whatever." I really don't know what possessed him, me being 10 or 11 years old, to do that. But he was like, yeah, he just trusts me. He goes, have at it. And I didn't know what was in the bag. It was like a paper bag. Went in the van with what my friends would eventually call the love van. And maybe I wasn't 11. Maybe I was 12. Who cares? 10, 12. What possess your father? Go, just go in the van. And is I older than 12? Maybe I should think about this. I don't want to throw dad too far into the bus, right? So let's just say I was 13. Shit, now I don't know. It doesn't matter. This is when you get caught up, man. Don't want to offend anybody. Don't want to throw my dad too far into the bus. Oh my gosh, retract, abort. Conditions indicative of not good. All right. Scratch my sinuses there. So let's say I'm 13 and drinking Sambuca in the back of the love van and getting tore up. I think he meant me to just take a sip or take a few sips, but I must have killed half that bottle of that sweet black licorice nectar and got drunk. And not too memorably drunk, fuzzy drunk. I think I staggered into the party and my dad was like, oh shit, we got to go. Bye, guys. And maybe I fell asleep. Again, not too memorable, but that was the first time I got drunk. The first time I got memorable drunk, oh my God, this is why people drink. I was 15, so let's flash forward 2 to 4 years later, wherever the math leaves us. I was 15, going with some friends down to a concert, my very first concert in Miami. It was Skid Row opening up for Bon Jovi, right? 1989, I think, was the year. And my friend, or 1990, maybe 90. He had this gray and black Boss Mustang 3.0 GT, whatever it was, fully loaded, crazy speaker, MTX speakers in the back, Alpine deck, probably something like that, thumping. I'm jammed in the back seat with my buddy. He's up front. And his girlfriend's in the front seat, and in the back seat, my buddy and I have one of those handles, the big Bacardi jugs, glass jugs, just regular Bacardi silver, and we have a 2-liter bottle of Coke and some styrofoam cups, and all we were doing was just pouring Coke, rum, splash Coke, down. I don't know how much we drank. I don't know how much of that bottle was left, if any, between the 4 of us, dangerously I don't think our driver drank too much, but I'm sure he had some. I don't remember. But what I do remember is that was the most drunk I've probably ever been. And it was so happy and so freeing and I was so alive. I've never been drunk that same. So I think the first time was I was drunk, but I was young and fuzzy and didn't know what the hell was going on. This time was like Bon Jovi Skid Row, adrenaline, with friends, 15, life ahead of you. And then it was a constant quest from age 15 to 35. I think I drank like every day of my life, became an alcoholic, highly functioning alcoholic. And for 20 years, just drank, trying to recapture that Bon Jovi Skid Row drunk high that never, ever happened again. First time I got stoned. A buddy came over to my house. He wanted to hook up with his girl. Dad's out of town. I got the house all to myself or something like that. It's great. And is that Hime? Yay, Hime made an appearance next to Mingus. That's Hime. That means princess in Japanese. She is the terror, but she is a lover, and we're buddies. Hi, buddy. Where you at? Hi. Love the Hime. I'm glad she made an appearance. So, yeah, he came over, and I'm this rebellious. Their parents got a divorce, and I didn't care. And I'm like, get me some weed, man. I want to do this weed thing. I just want to rebel. You know, I wasn't saying that, but that's what was probably in me. I just want to try. I want to escape. Give it to me. I'm ready. And he brings over this bag of what I guess ended up being old weed and this tiny little wooden pipe. It was cool as shit. I remember it right in a cylindrical, small wooden pipe. Very basic. It looked like it was nice and seasoned. And I packed a bowl, smoked it. He's like, hold it, blow it out. He's looking at me like I was a pro, expecting me to like cough, hack it up, especially how old this weed was. But I guess my body was just ready for the medicine, man. Smoked it, and he's like, how you feeling? I'm like, I don't feel anything. Which went on for a while, maybe like a half an hour. And he's like, just keep smoking until you're done smoking, man. I'm like, what does that mean? He's like, you'll know when to stop. Okay. Left unsupervised. I smoked the whole bag. And probably stoned the whole time, not knowing what it was. So he comes out of one of the bedrooms or whatever. He was with his girl. And he freaks out. He's like, holy shit, what have I done? Oh my God. He's telling his girlfriend, call 911. Because I guess what he came out to was me lying on the floor, just like spread eagle, arms extended on the tile floor beneath the ceiling fan, which unbeknownst to him felt like ecstasy. It was the cold tile floor, southern Florida, and like breeze coming in from outside over the chlorinated seas of the pool, ceiling fan thumping above. Man, it was so good. He thought I was dead or whatever. And I started laughing. I'm like, what happened? Like, is the house burning down? And he's like, okay, he's good. Holy shit, dude, you scared me. And I'm like, I just started laughing at the gigglings. He sat me up. He's like, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I'm so hungry. And he started laughing. He's like, all right, he felt good about that. And he's like, yeah, dude, eat. And there was nothing in the house to eat, but there was some cold Sicilian pizza. And I made love to that slice of pizza like I've never made love to a slice of pizza before. And like I felt each and every little piece of dough making its way through the crevices and creases of my teeth and gums. And it felt like little worms in my mouth, but not like disgusting, but playful, funny worms. And I'm like, oh, what world have I stepped into? This is ecstasy. And like just remember chewing really slow and almost being scared to like swallow because of the dough, and who knows what I looked like. I'm sure it was hysterical because they were definitely laughing. And then I was like, he looked at me because I looked panicked, and he's like, are you okay? And I'm like, no, I need to drink something, because I was starting to worry about, and I think feeling that car brush too in my chest or whatever, like I ate too much too fast or I wasn't swallowing or something. He's like, yeah, dude, drink whatever. So I drank straight out of the milk jug. It was just a gallon milk jug, freezing cold milk. And it was like, like chunks of milk, like it had curdled or something. And again, it wasn't disgusting like the worms, but it was just like this ecstatic, slow motion like gurgle, clunk, chunk of milk slowly making its way down the way that milk makes its way down, but in a way it's never made its way before. And I'm drinking and laughing and not understanding and understanding, and it's pushing the pizza down. And it was, man, there was more to the night, but let's move on. My first kiss. First kiss was pretty cool. I was in love with Buck Rogers at the time. Must have been like 9 years old. I think so. It was probably 9. And we had a visitor from down the street. Her name, I will not mention in case she's out there. She probably doesn't remember. I don't know. I'll never forget it. But it was a whole nother level. I was obsessed with Princess Ardala, the evil seductress that would try to, looking at Kehoe from across the room, she's like, what is he talking about, kissing another woman right now? She was like 7. She was younger. And you guys got to see Kehoe's face. It's priceless. And so she was ready to role play, man, at 7. And I at 9, not even knowing who it was. She's like, I'm going to be Princess Ardala and you're going to be Buck Rogers. I'm like, okay. And she said, I'm taking you down to my dungeon, which was my basement. Okay. And we were down there and my mother came to check on us. And she brought these like saltine crackers. There's like a little plate of like 4 of them, 2 for each of us, with peanut butter and jelly, like a little sandwich type thing. So peanut butter jelly sandwich in between 2 saltine crackers. Kind of cool. And she's like, you two behave, blah, blah, blah. Check on you soon. Okay. And she's like, eat your crackers, slave, or whatever. And I ate them. So I got the peanut butter and jelly crackers. She ate one. And I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm putting on my lipstick. And she grabbed a crayon from the Crayola box. And she grabbed the white one. So she grabbed the white. Kehoe's face right now. Gosh, I wish you could see his priceless. She's like it's a horror story. I think it's hilarious. And it's also cute and wonderful. And so she's like putting on the white crayon all around. And I don't know if you guys know, but the different crayons smell differently too, based on what goes in them and stuff. And white has a very significantly different smell than the rest of them. And I'm like looking at her why, she chose white. And she's like, don't question me. And she's like, what you don't know is it's poison lipstick. I'm like, why would she tell me that? But she did. And so we finished the peanut butter crackers and jelly crackers. So it's like salty and it's like sticky and sweet, total umami situation going on. And then this foreign poisonous Crayola lipstick, she grabs me, pulls me up the stairs, and throws me in a coat closet next to the front door. So we go and now we're wrapped. So it's a total sensory overload, man. Fuzzy ski jackets and hats and like all this stuff where there's really no room in this closet for the 2 of us, but we jam in there and she pulls the closet closed and she just lays it on me, man. Like, gosh, like I can't even words as far as like a 7 and a 9-year-old, but I remember it vividly to this day. She's kissing me. It's not like, it's Ardala and Buck, man, and it is not rated for any TV. And all I can remember, and here's the other part of it was she had a cold. So snot running down. Now Kehoe's face. Oh, come on, man. Why weren't you on camera? This was gold right here. And so it's the snot, it's the white lipstick, it's the peanut butter jelly, saltine crackers, all of it happening in my face. And I'm going to die. Buck Rogers, Princess Ardala wins, fuzzy jackets. And Mom, happy Mother's Day, Mom, opens the door and like grabs her in a really not so nice way and rips her from her innocent son who really had nothing to do with this. And proceeds to pull her over to the phone and call her mom on the phone, and her mom has to come and get her, and it was really, really not good. Probably shouldn't have been doing that, especially because she was sick, and I think she heard a few things about that from my mom and her mom or something. But thank you for that first kiss. You know who you are, and I hope your world and your life has been better because of it, because I know mine has. All right. 26 minutes left. Wow. I knew this would go by fast, man. Down to one viewer. Probably wasn't the wisest thing to do it on a Sunday night, a Mother's night, Mother's Day evening, but we did it, man. It's another exercise in working out these muscles, not just of comedy, but of connection, of community building, of getting uncomfortable so that these things become less and less uncomfortable. Before it started, too, I was like walking around the living room and stuff. It's just like work, punching, getting ready, like it would, get on stage right before they introduce you. And I felt all those nerves and I felt all those feelings and stuff. And it was great, man. It was neat to think, to imagine that 10,000 were out there and I'm going to step on that stage because one day it's going to happen. It's going to be awesome. Free concert for 10,000 patrons of the Patreon co-created page that we're putting together. And it's already a success. I had it on private for a while, so you couldn't see the donors and the numbers, but I took it this evening off of private. And I took it that way because I think anyone really wanted to be the first person or the second person. But 2 people actually did. And then 11 more followed. And now we are where we're at, and it's exciting. I'm taking it off of private, and now everyone that's in the community or thinking about it or comes on the page can see how many donors I have and how much that equates to every month. And so we can build it and we can celebrate together. And I just think it's neat. It's awesome. It gives me all the things that I need to be fired up. Talked about that. Go through. No, I don't need to do that. New Patreon. Oh, I will be making a new Patreon welcoming video. So it's got all the videos from the Journey to Funny on it, 13 plus 10 more bonus things on there right now with plenty more stuff to come. But the very first, the intro video is the Journey to Funny Volume 1, which is like, it's a long video. It's like 30 minutes or something like that. So that's not really a good welcoming video, nor does it address specifically the Patriot. It's just the first video I made for YouTube. So I'll eventually be taking that and putting it down to the mix of the other available videos to see. And I'll probably do that this week because I'm jazzed about getting a new welcoming video there that talks about, what my intentions for the page are and also, what content that, are you, the audience, looking for? Do you want me to do skits? Do you have any challenges you want me to do? Topics you want me to address? Dares you want me to, Tom Green style or Jimmy Kennedy, X experiment or, new outlandish considerations? I'm open, man. Not that I'll do them all, but I'll definitely consider them and maybe have some fun and do some hidden camera stuff. I don't know what, so it'll be like me saying like, hey guys, let me know. Here's an invitation to invite me to do some things, and let's do them, maybe. All right, I talked about that. All right, good. That's good. So, did I share all? Oh, let me share my Instagram. So, if you're an Instagram person, you can follow me here at Poetic Comedian. There'll increasingly be more and more poetry injected into my bits, stories, etc. Just overall comedy experience. I love poetry. Poetry has been with me, gosh, for a long time. I think as I was transitioning away from being an athlete, and I was falling out of love with sports and the politics and corruption that unfortunately I was exposed to in that realm, and the replacement was writing and poetry, and that was my new love affair. And so grateful that I transitioned. Didn't become the shortstop for the New York Yankees. That would have been a cool life. Mr. Jeter handled that for us all and did a good job. So I think I left that in very ample Hall of Fame hands. And my path twisted a different way. When I was ripped from my childhood utopia of New York and we migrated to Florida, life happened, bullies happened, divorce happened, things happened, and it just pushed me into a different light. very painfully, but now very thankfully. And it's been quite a ride, man. So good, so hurty, so tough, but really ultimately so good. Man, we're here today. How fresh is that? Seinfeld 65. If I get 20 more years, when I get these 20 more years to dance and play under the sun and create, and who knows at 65 what I'm going to be into and who's going to be surrounding me and what I'm going to be able to help contribute to and build and be a part of, not just for me and my projects, for other people and theirs. And like, and then 20 more years after that, like Seinfeld didn't die. He's 65. He looks healthy. He looks great as long as he, maybe eats a little better, or maybe he doesn't need to eat better. Maybe he's got his own secret that works for him, but I'm sure he's got another 20 in him as well if he wants it. 40 more years? It's another lifetime. What? So, when people stress out and they're in their 20s or 30s and I don't know what to do, I don't know, and I lost this job or I don't like that job, I don't know what my passion is, my purpose. Guys, gals, ladies, gentlemen, friends, countrymen, lend me your ears. Blessings. I love you. She's been so quiet. Not like her. Puzzling look comes to me from across the room. I'm 46. Take your time. Be gentle with yourselves. Do what you love. And you'll never work another day in your life. That's what they say. And they are proving that phrase right, at least for me. Am I paying all the bills? Am I taking care of the keto yet? No, but this is a journey too funny. I'm getting there. But I could see it and I could feel it and I want it more. There was a time where I didn't want it. It's like, no, I want to be taken care of. No, I want to be provided for. I've provided for. I had a wife of 13 years. I have a daughter. She's 23, 4, 7, 9er. And so, yeah, I had that love. I'm like, I don't need to do that again. I've already taken care of people. I had other girlfriends I supported financially. I'm like, I want to be taken care of. But now it's different. I've had that experience, and now I want to step fully back into that role, but in a way that's healthy and that's sustainable and that I love. And I've never done that before, so that's exciting and that's powerful, and that just breathes just life force into me and through me, and hope to affect other people as well with what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and it's another reason for documenting all the messy comedy and all the not so funny things and the updates and the lives. It's to make it real, man. It's to make it achievable for any and all of us, because in 5 years from now, 10 years from now, we look back and you'd be like, dude, I knew that guy when he first started. He was like 46 and he's like, I'm going after my dream. And he's doing it. And he's loving it. And look at him now. Look what he's into. I can't wait for that, because that's what I haven't allowed myself to do my whole life, because I thought I had to do other stuff. I had to be there for other people in other ways because they needed me to, or that's what society says, or that's what a man does, or. Yeah. Found out the hard way, the long way, but I'm on the way. So the whole favorite question game, I had that circled. Make sure you circle back to that. So your favorite color, that means how you see yourself. So remember, 3 deep reasons what your favorite color is. Those 3 deep reasons are how you see yourself. And then the animal is what your ideal partner looks like. So those 3 reasons why you love a peacock, or you love a macaw, or you love a white tiger, or whatever it may be. Those 3 deep reasons are what qualities or things, whatever your ideal partner has. And then lastly, your favorite body of water, that is representative of your relationship with sex. That's right. So if you like the Atlantic Ocean, you put down because I love the powerful waves, and I love the way the salt hits my face. Like, just it's about your sex life. So fill in the blanks. It's a fun thing to do. Let's see. Have I hit everything? Man, I feel like, what do I got? 8:35. So I got another like 30 minutes. All right, 25 minutes. There's other things I haven't talked about. Has anyone joined? We're down to one person. Tristan's back. Hey, Tristan. You got any questions? Any funny things you want to know? Friend Tristan? If not, it's cool. Just hang out. Oh, the two truths and a lie. The lie. Anyone have any guesses on what the lie was? Kehoe? Number 2, you're saying? Was number 2 the I like big butts and I cannot lie? She is correct, folks. I don't care. I mean, big butts are great. You can have a butt. You can have a giant butt. You can have a. But I'm not a big butt guy, and so that was the lie. The I am whatever you say I am. Paper, the news every day. The radio won't even play my jam. That's true. I've written songs. They've never been on the radio, so no radio has ever played my jam that I've written. Maybe one day, because I do like to write songs, and I'm open to collaborate. If you need a lyricist, love to write. I don't know how to write music or do that part, the accompaniment, but if you need a lyricist and you're struggling, or you just want a different edge or a different voice, whatever, I'm your guy. Let's work together. Doesn't have to be funny. I do stuff other than funny. Remember, poetic comedian. And I don't have to rhyme, although I love rhyming. Okay. And the other one was, since I was a youth, I smoked weed out. True. Now I'm the motherfucker that you read about. You guys do on social media or otherwise. I mean, you might not be reading about me in the newspaper or tabloids or whatever yet, but you've read about me. And now this is the part you might be like, whoa, there's an end to it. Since it was a youth movie, now I'm the motherfucker taking a life or two. That's what the hell I do. If you don't like how I'm living, well, fuck you. I don't know if you've ever been to Florida, but there's a thing called love bug season, and it's unavoidable. You're going to take lives. And I've taken at least 1 or 2 this love bug season. Not because I wanted to. Love all the creatures of the earth, all the sentient beings, love bugs included. But when you're going, 40, 50 miles an hour and they smash up against vehicular, love bugicide. So if you're going to judge me for that, well, then fuck you. So that was a truth. Just tried to be creative with the 2 truths and a lie. The Ice Cube Breaker edition. Take that. Good job, Akiho. I think it was easy for her, though, because we've talked about big butts. Her butt is magnificent. Anyway. What else I got here? Never have I ever. Nobody ever jumped on that. I will take a sip of chaga, though. Man, was there more in the teapot or did you empty it? Okay, I was going to say this might be the last sip of chaga for the season. But, talked about that. Man, I did it. Funny foods, didn't talk about that. Does anyone have any funny foods that are like they smell funny, or they just feel funny in your mouth funny, or they're just funny tasting? I don't know. Funny foods. I think it's funny how asparagus makes your pee smell like asparagus. Funny and frightening. And everybody translates that differently physiologically in their body, and some don't even have that happen. But for me, mine is wrong, man. Mine smells like mutant asparagus when it comes out, which probably has something to do with the problems I've had with my kidneys and gout. But anyway, type in funny foods. So we know what we were talking about, you know. What is your favorite Japanese show? I knew you were going to do that to me. So we have TV Japan, and Kiho watches it 24 hours, 7 days a week. Um, that's an understatement. And so I'm learning Japanese, you know, subconsciously because it's I might be doing other things, whatever, but it's constantly on. So I feel like when we finally are able to make it to Japan, I'm just going to be fluent accidentally. But I think my favorite show is I have a few favorites. Cool Japan's cool. They take people from like one representative from there's like maybe 10 or 12 different countries and that are already living in Japan. I wanted to qualify for the show, but one of the things is you have to be a resident there for at least 3 months or 6 months. I don't remember what the requirements were, but because she's like, you should be on the show, you should be on the show, and rep the USA. I'm like, I totally want to be on the show, but they'll go and they'll have one theme a week, like hot springs, and they all go to different hot springs, or some of them and investigate it more deeply than others. They have the cameras following them, or they don't, and then they pull the best bits and stuff, and then they sit at like a round table and they talk about what they like or don't like about hot springs, what's weird, what they do in their, you know, in their respective countries, and what they don't do, and why it's cool that Japan does it, or if they don't think it's cool. It's just a cool show. It's cool. Another one of the shows, I don't know what the name is. Akiho will have to tell us if she knows, but there's a guy that goes around and he has a little like GoPro camera, and he doesn't know English, but he has to in English ask people, like they give him an assignment and they say you have to find something, and he has to go up to people, and he is that, am I explaining this right? He doesn't know, like they'll ask him like, where is the Kennedy Space Center, right? Is that how he's tasked? And he has to go, oh, and they tell him in Japanese, but in English he has to translate what, and he might not know how to say Kennedy Space Center, but he'll go like, where's where Kennedy, and they're like, where's Kennedy, and it's usually somewhere where he can bus or walk or something like that. So this isn't a great example, but and he's like, and they're like, the president? And he's like, yes, president. And they're like, oh, the memorials are, you have to get on the 15 bus and take it. He's like, oh, thank you. And his broken English is funny, and the way people get frustrated with him, and when they think they have a victory together, it's just a really, really fun show to watch. And I also think I like the guy that goes to the coffee shops, just because it's, I don't know why. I don't understand anything he's saying, but I think the cinematography of it's really basic and crisp, and just, I don't know, just kind of like peaceful. He goes to like really cool coffee places throughout Japan, and he eats some of their little offerings, and it always makes you wish you were there enjoying it with him, or definitely writing down the name of this coffee shop because you want to go there when you go to Japan. Sounds cool. Great question, Akio. Thanks for keeping the conversation flowing. As far as funny foods for me, I think I feel like I need to answer that. Do you know what I feel is a funny food? Did I ever talk about that? I think for me, without being specific, and I can always come back and when I look at the comments and go, oh, this was my funny food, and I'll leave a reply. I'll fill in my answers and stuff, whatever. We'll see. Is anything that's like gelatinous, like jiggly or wiggly foods, those foods tend to, and back when I was eating meats and stuff, like those would creep me out. And that's so funny. So like the fatty stuff instead of like, ooh, so I'm not answering the question well. Funny foods, funny sounding foods. So I spend more time with that. Thought I would put it out there for for folks listening, but we have one viewer right now. Is it you? Oh, it's not even Tristan. Oh. Bye, Tristan. I don't blame you. It's 3 hours, another 16 minutes, but we did it. We're doing it. I'm not going to eat the lemon. Why? She wants me. Let me take a bite of the lemon now. Okay, I'm going to take a bite of the lemon, not on berry. This is a non-miracle berry bite. Let me clean my palate with a sip of water. Okay. There you go. Shit. I made a mess. It's okay, I got paper towel. Oh no. Oh no. Oh God. No, I can't. I can't even do the rind. Did you try it? Oh, you ate another berry. And I need to clean up aisle 3 over here. What? I can't. The cats are gonna come and eat the pits. What? Can I have a towel or a paper towel? Please, thank you. I did clean most of it, but I don't want the cats to get into it. Thank you. Oh, what a disaster. Well, Miracle Berry for the win. Keep those in your like spy kit or your like Batman belt. Because if you're ever in a situation, you'll be like, I'll eat this whole lemon. No, you won't. Yes, I will. I'll bet you $100. There's no way you can eat that whole lemon. That's disgusting. Throw in the Miracle Berry and you get your $100. What? Yep. Thank you. That's what I just said. Yep. Same brilliant page. That's why we connect. Fall in love with this woman every day more and more. She has taught me so much. I'm immeasurably thankful for her presence, love, and our relationship. I love you. I just got a heart. I just got a heart. I just got a heart. Got a heart. Okay. Not a virtual heart. I got a... All right. So, 13 minutes. I'm looking at my notes. I said go through all 13 episodes. And Avi never got his cat reading. Neither did Sylvia. Sylvia said she wanted one. She just liked your post. She never committed to wanting a card. I gotta be careful with cards, man. People have to say, I want a card. Avi was the only one that said he wanted a card. Anyway. So, am I going to be the comedian that brings tarot to the scene? I don't even do tarot. Usually just an oracle card kind of guy. So the 13 episodes, the first episode's really long. It's 30 minutes, and I'm just sitting there talking about what the journey of funny to me means. The journey being like, well, people are like, you're already funny. And I'm like, yeah, but there's levels to funny. You know, Michael Jordan didn't come out of college and was the greatest basketball player of all time. I'm not saying I want to be the greatest comedian of all time, or how you would measure that. But, you know, my favorites that I didn't mention that I will type in on the comments or whatever later, that's one of the questions I didn't answer was Robin Williams, Eddie Murphy, George Carlin. A triumvirate of greatness there. Eddie, just characters, storytelling, and animated, voices. Robin, just nuts. Just so many impersonations and energy and everywhere and smart. And George, fearless. All three of them fearless, but just wise and ahead of his time and just so enlightening. And I could talk about those three all day. But so the journey to funny, aspiring to get to a place where I feel like those three are like, brother, you made it. That to me is the journey of funny. That the three of them, you know, are waiting with opening arms saying, welcome to the team. and there's going to be so many steps and victories along the way and setbacks aplenty, but that's the journey to funny. Volume 2, we start talking about, which will be a reoccurring series or bit for me, whatever word you want to thrust upon it. Talking about words and challenging not just fellow comedians but the world as a whole to revisit phrases that we're using or words. And one of them, and this one was honestly, or to tell you the truth, and the other one was you're a pussy, stop being a pussy, and just ways that we throw words around like that. And can it be funny? I guess. And is the video funny? I don't really personally think so. There might be some funny parts, but the reason for making the videos was I had things I was starting to put on notebooks that I was like, let me just work some stuff out on camera, and then I'll save it and delete it and look at it. And then I was like, no, let's record it and put it out there. So the pussy, honestly, question mark video, as it's been dubbed, may be far from funny on the journey to funny, but there's some stuff in there that I'd like to work with. And as I replay it back, I'm like, here's some good ideas and directions that we could take the foundation of what this theme is and make it into something that's going to hit and be tight. And that part of the journey has been really rewarding too, watching these things that I really thought that I was going to practice and was really going to have memorized and stuff, and then deliver my comedic monologue, work bits out, and go, oh shit, this is kind of funny, and here's the laugh, but not knowing where the laugh is, and telling those stories. And they might be 15 minutes now, but I'm going to get it down to 5, and then maybe even 3, because I'm just going to take a part of a story. Or maybe some of them are longer. Maybe I'm not the 3-minute comic. Maybe I'm the guy that at open mics or events, people are flashing a light and they want to kick me off stage because I'm being an asshole and taking too long. I don't want to be that guy. What I'm saying is maybe that's why I'm not doing open mics and getting on stage, because this is my stage for now. Maybe I take it outside. Maybe I stand up. Maybe, and that's the journey to funny. There's so many maybes and so many possibilities. Episode 3 talks about, I think that's the one where I'm smoking weed with, let's see here, episode 3. Yep, smoking weed with Snoop Dogg and Seth Rogen, Buju Banton, Little James Franco. And that, to me, there's so much up here for that one. Did it translate, to the screen? There's ideas out there. Are there moments where you can imagine funny, or maybe? I think some people gave me some feedback and said, this was funny or that was funny. So, but for me, there's magic there. There's so much to explore. And when I watch it back, I'm like, part of me is like, why did you put this video out there? Because it's the journey to funny. Because when I write the bit to that bit, or because of that bit being created in the first place, that's going to be neat. It's a whole nother step into, what it could be and what it'll become. And that's neat. The fourth one was the controversial one about my dad and him angry dialing Santa, because we had a rotary phone and he was a police officer, so he had Santa's direct line. And this is the one that my mother really didn't appreciate, and I can understand why now. I thought I was being funny. I thought, I heard other comics talk about their parents and this and that, and I didn't really feel like I threw him too hard under the bus. But I'm glad she said. I didn't even know she was watching my comedy channel, so that was neat. But she called me out on that in a as gentle of a way as she possibly could. And her and I haven't had the best relationship over the years, so for me, it was just neat that she's watching my comedy. And I told her, don't worry, I won't be dropping any bits about you. And I don't even think that was her concern. It was just like just reminding me of the power of the microphone and how you can affect people. And so I'm finding it. We'll see. And I made that video because I was hanging out with a friend having a lovely meal together, and I told him this story. I don't know why or how it came up, And we were both laughing about it, and it was funny, and I was acting it out at the restaurant, and I was like, man, that's a bit. And he's like, yeah, I should do it. And I did it. It wasn't practiced, or I didn't work out all, and that's probably why it translated to be pretty raw and maybe maybe not show my pop in the best of lights. But that wasn't the intention. It was just to be funny, to talk about a time in my life where I was terrified and I felt abused and not heard, and just totally living in another nightmare. I'm going to make it funny. I'm going to show the funniness of that happened to reside in the terror. Anyway, it's like some of you have so wonderfully shared with me. You're not going to be able to make everyone happy, and you're going to offend some people. So, but you don't want that to be your parents, or do you? I don't know. I don't. I'll find a way to protect the innocent, tell my stories, and still make it respectful somehow. Episode 5. We got here 5 more minutes for a few episodes. I get to start. Episode 5 is the controversy of John with a J. How that term came to be. Why so many people think it's so preposterous. Why don't you say John with the H? Why don't you? How else would you spell it? So that dispels some of the rumors. It addresses some of the legend and lore around it. And there's still fun to be had with that bit as well. There's so there's the 6, 7, and 8 is a 3-part fart series. There's part 1 to the 3-part fart series. I just like saying it. Again, I like rhyming and goofy like that. Heavily influenced by Edgar Allan Poe, Dr. Seuss, and Shakespeare and some other wizards of the pen. So I'll forever be in love with rhyme. Not that I'll always have to be a rhyme exclusive poet, and I haven't been, but rhyme tickles me. So each one of those is a fart story. There is another fart story that I hoped would weave them all together. In a lot, like if I'm doing an hour special, I could talk about some fart stories. But the one that ties them all together, and I think is a thread that can quite hysterically be introduced throughout an hour-long set, is I call it the Lost Fart episode, and that is available on Patreon. It talks about something that Akiho does when I make noises of the fart kind in the bathroom. It's adorable. I think it's funny, and that's only available on Patreon. Episode number 9 is a true story. They're all true for the most part. About when I met Ryan Gosling. That's all I'll tell you. Episode 10 is an update. I have vowed that every 10th episode, so when I get to episode 20, it will be an update. It's just as short as I can, just update where the journey of funny has taken me since last I did an update. And yeah, just kind of free flow with that. Journey 11 is Father Suckers. That goes back to the whole ongoing series that I said I have about addressing words and challenging poets, comedians, writers, the world as a whole to just be more creative, man. And like, that one's about retiring motherfuckers. Like, let our mothers rest. They've been fucked enough. And let's transition to father suckers. And then there's some other suggestions for getting away from father suckers. And that's the way that one goes. That one's so fun as well. And we have episode number 12. It's called The Walk-Off Dong. That is something that happened in one of my last games, if not my last game as a baseball player. And why I said I retired, the corruption of baseball. But I definitely walked off the diamond, I think, in a way that maybe no other baseball player ever has in their career. So I thought it was a cool story. I think it's kind of funny. I can make it funnier, but it was neat to tell that and to see myself play that story out. Definitely be better standing up because there's just so much physical to baseball that doing doing it sitting down doesn't really do it justice, especially the ending. All righty, and the last one as we get to almost the third hour here at 8:59. Wow, what great timing. Episode 13, Godzilla. And that was about me battling a giant beast naked in our shower. Watch that one. That's the latest one. It's the most funny. What will be next? I don't know. I have a lot of stuff in the notebook. I'm sure after tonight's event, I'll be charged. It is 9 o'clock. We made it to 3 hours. Boom. Kehoe's still the only one on. Had a very powerful event as far as numbers are concerned, but that's okay. Sunday night, it's Mother's Day. I had to do this. I'm sure I'll do other events in the future. I won't be asking you too much for your dollars. I won't be too annoying in Messenger, online, anywhere. But for $1 a month, that's only $1, folks. You can become a patron of John with a J, John Pepe Comedy, over on Patreon. I've dropped all the links. If I've missed any, I'll go back. I think that all the links are in there. I'll answer questions. This event doesn't have to end right now, but it is going to end with a card for Avi. And if you want this message to be yours as well, Sylvia, that is fine. If you don't, then look away. Boom. It is the King, it looks like, of Pentacles. Yep. The King Kitty of Pentacles. That's the card's back. This is the card's front. King of Kitty Pentacles. Avi, what does your card mean? Possibly Sylvia and Akiho, what does your card mean? I pulled this card for the collective, but specifically for Avi. I don't know. I got the book over here, but I'm not going to read it right now. I will put it in the message comment section of it. King of Pentacles. It's a good way to end. I'm sure any card would have been a good way to end, but I really feel like that's a good card to end with. Thank you all. If you've attended at any point of this live event, thank you, thank you, thank you. Endless thank yous. If you tune in at some time because you missed the event or you're curious, equal thank yous. Love bullets. Pa, 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 to all past, present, future attendees of this live event. So much love, so much thanks. Again to Akiho for allowing me to do this for 3 hours. A Sunday evening. That is on Mother's Day. She is a kitty mother. She is a hard-working provider for our entire family. So these days are super, super important, sacred to her. Thank you, Akiho, from my heart to yours. And good night to everyone. Dream sweet. And may you all be blessed with abundance, prosperity, and peace. I am ending the live video in 3, 2, fun. No, I'm not. If you end this live video now, you'll be able to choose if you want to save it or delete it. Oh, I'm going to save it. Or am I? I will. I'll post it everywhere. Bye, y'all.